Say that again?
I'm broke, bougie, and ready to go live.
Broke, bougie, and ready to go live.
Broke, bougie.
What's up, guys? Welcome to VKH Live. Thanks for your patience. Sorry I was running around getting set up.
This time it was Jeff's fault that we were late. It's not mine.
I know.
Yeah. Laura in the chat said, I don't know what's going on, but it's Jeff's fault. And it's spot on. Spot on.
Yep, accurate.
Oh, yeah. So today was a crazy day, huh? I woke up really tired. I just pulled an all-nighter, desperately trying to get a bunch of software stuff set up. And I was all exhausted. And then I checked Twitter, and my favorite band's new song came out, and it's
not even that.
Energized me a little bit.
It wasn't even that. It was that they said, "Hey guys, so we just dropped all the information about our new album, and in a couple minutes we're dropping our PV." And they didn't even drop it all at once. Like, it came slowly one after another. And then we were on it, and we were like, yo, we got to get this article up. And then as soon as we hit publish, Jeff is like, yo, they just released the PV. And I'm like, crap. So
yeah, like one right after the other, man.
We were like, okay, what do we do? How do we deal with this?
Yeah. So basically for this episode, we're just going to talk about the Gazette, all the new news that came out, just our reactions to the song and the PV, and just kind of get into that. We can get into some theories. We're going to get into some fan theories that we found, or a fan theory that
good old Asuka sent to us.
That Asuka sent us. Hey, Asuka. Oh, you made it.
You made it. Yay.
Hi, Maya. Happy. And also hi, Laura.
Welcome, everybody.
And hi, everyone else.
I'm so glad that our marketing for this paid off.
Yeah. Okay, before we get in any further, let me introduce our special guest. This is Shiro.
Hi, everyone.
Shiro is our badass news reporter. She is responsible for all of the deep cuts that you guys see on our site, like the inside scoops on like all the different bands. Shiro is very good at finding digging up all the news on like the smaller bands that like fly under my radar and Winona's radar. So
I love posting about smaller bands.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of smaller bands, and I know a lot of you are, say thank you to Shiro. Press F for thank you in the chat.
Press F for thanks.
So yeah, let's pull a Philip DeFranco and just get right into it.
What's up, you boo? Wait, I did that wrong. What's up, you beautiful bastards? Welcome back to VKH Live. My name's Winona Peace, and let's just jump into it.
There you go. Nailed it.
I watched too much Philip DeFranco.
Yeah. Okay, so where to start? Let's start with the PV. The PV for Fallen. How'd you guys like it? What'd you think?
I thought, initially you and me, Jeff, thought it was going to be trapcore, but then as I saw more and more promotional stuff come out for the Gazette, it started looking more like it was going to be Marilyn Manson and trapcore. And boy, that is definitely what that looked like, because like those visuals were crispy, and those gradients from those neon lights were nice, and man, and all that blood, much blood. It was so much insanity. Like, I wrote notes of my thoughts on it, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of insanity. That's a lot of things that are like mashed together but sound really nice. And it's going to destroy your ears. Like, if you haven't heard it yet, just listen to it. It's going to destroy your ears and really fuck with your brain, because you're going to be like, what happened? You aren't going to know what's a ballad and what's a heavy song.
Yeah, that's a good point. Shira, what did you think of it?
Well, there was so much going on. I had so much trouble trying to pay attention to what was happening in the PV while I was listening to the song. It's just, there's so much going on. And like I said, there's so much blood. So much of it. I don't really know how to describe it all that well. I really enjoyed the song. don't know how I feel about the music video though. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about it.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
I'm still processing the video visually.
Yeah.
I got caught up in the song for sure. Maya said in the chat, why don't these guys age? Are you're referring to the Gazette or us?
A lot of concealer. For both of us.
No, yeah. For Winona follows a strict Gazette concealer plan.
Only the MAC for my face. No, I'm good.
Yeah, they're what? They're all in their 30s now, right?
Yeah, they're all in their late 30s.
Late 30s?
Yeah, wow. They're in their later 30s. I think they all passed 35 now. We either are or past 35.
Oh yeah. Rookie's 36. I think he's the baby, right?
He's the baby? Oh wow.
They're just old.
Yeah, Allie's 39.
It's only a matter of time before they hit their midlife crisis, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna just be a wild ride from there. But yeah, I echo a lot of thoughts that Shiro had about the PV. Like, I didn't know how I really felt about it, but the visuals are really, shocking. Insane, just a lot of insanity, like I said before. But I think it's because the storyline isn't totally clear. Whereas like their other PVs usually, like, even though it doesn't totally follow a storyline, you get the kind of plot idea surrounding it. Like Rookie might be the main idea of it. Like he might be the main character and he's sitting in a house full of crazy people or something like that. Like Inside Beast or like Suicide Circus. It's about like everyone who's crazy in a circus, just about. But then Falling just follows these two crazy people, and they're just living their lives. Somehow, some way, somehow, they meet, and then they're in a relationship, and then they lay in a bed, and then they both just have some kind of schizophrenic, like I don't know the word for it, attack, like, and they all just fuck up their room, and they're like, yeah man, we're just gonna walk out and we're gonna completely trash this car, and then they just drive off a cliff, and you think they're killing themselves, but then they walk away from the explosion like some kind of James Bond thing. And
yeah, I will say like that about sounds par for the course for all, like for like my initial reaction to it visually without any context. But after looking up the translated lyrics, which we'll go through, or I'll read some of them off, and kind of looking at one of the fan theories that Asuka sent us. Thanks again, Asuka. The fan theory like helped explain some things that I wasn't putting two and two together on a bunch, but like as soon as I read the lyrics, a lot of everything kind of snapped together for me. In terms of like the PV a little bit, but yeah, they definitely did get a little more abstract with this, like, Inside Beast, like you kind of got the gist of, Derangement, I guess you got the gist of, but like that almost didn't count because it's just called Derangement. It's a bunch of crazy shit in the PV,
That's literally.
Although they do have like deeper meanings behind it and stuff. That's just like speaking only on like initial reactions, like, but I thought the aesthetic was like really cool that they went with, because it reminds me of a lot of music videos that like big top 40 pop artists and even rappers have used in the past. Like this is a horrible comparison. It's like the polar opposite in genre, but it does look the same.
We hate you for it too, but once Jeff says it, you're gonna hate him for it too. But
yeah, if you look up Justin Bieber's music video for what do you mean,
which is the worst comparison. But I regret to say that he's right, because it's the neon lights are quite similar.
If I put it in context, you'll feel a little bit better. Like he's definitely not the first person to do it. He just makes every video he makes becomes the biggest video in that style because there's no God. But
this is how Jeff became an atheist.
Or he exists and he hates us. There's other like rappers, like I want to say G-Eazy shot a couple of videos like that. A lot of the trap rappers,
this is the trap core that we were looking out for right here. It's all in the visuals and their marketing, but their sound is everything that they'd done. In my opinion, the sound of this music video, of this song Falling, is everything they did in the past, but ramped up to what they want to do. So like I mentioned before to like Jeff and Shane that it was Dim 2.0.
Yeah, it really felt, I got a lot of vibes, like I got vibes of like the metalcore stuff from like Undying, and then mixed with like the melodic stuff from Dim. Like, thinking of like Distress and Coma and maybe like Nakihagara.
The best ones.
Yeah, the best ones, basically. So, and if you look at the lyrics, and again, we will go into them in a second, it is exactly about like fighting between the past and the future, and fighting between the past plus the present, and in an attempt to go forward into the future and stuff like that. So, but you can really tell that in the music. The difference is that it doesn't turn into a total mess. Like, because I've seen that sometimes, you know, like a band tries to mix their old stuff with their new stuff and it doesn't work out, you know, like Medjugorje.
Maybe this whole album's a satire, because like maybe this whole album is going to be a satire on the fact that fans wanted Dim again, and like we asked them if they're going to do another Dim, and they're like, dude, if we listen to the fans, then we won't be the Gazette anymore. But you know, since this sounds like everything that they'd ever done in the past, but like really ramped up, maybe this is a way to respond to what fans had no doubt been constantly asking of them on Twitter and stuff like that.
It really feels like we called it Dim 2.0, but it really feels like Dim on their own terms, I guess.
It sounds like Dim on steroids.
Because yeah, Dim on steroids, but it's like also on their own terms, like specifically on Rookie's own terms. Because it was like, as soon as I saw where he was going between Toxic and Division and stuff, I was like, there's no way he's going to drop like the EDM stuff entirely, like no matter what he does, because he's too good at it. And like we've seen from interviews that like he's into all kinds of like obscure electronic music and you know, everything from like obscure futuristic electronic experimental metal bands to like Daft Punk and everything. So but this really was like it's like well produced. I loved the electronic choices in the beginning and then like interwoven throughout, you know. It really took like the subtle, I guess you call it dark wave sounds that were in Dim. I'm not really familiar with the exact genre these sounds are like in EDM, but you know what I'm talking about, like the spooky kind of.
You live in Florida. What's good?
God, the only genre possibly more fragmented, the only genre that's possibly more full of subgenres than metal is EDM, electronic dance music. Like it can just go into like, oh my God, like, yeah, like it worked really well. You know, they felt like upgraded versions of like the ominous sounding electronic music from Dim. They really let Kai off his leash on the drums was the other thing, man. Like
the minute they went metal, Kai said, finally, and just let it rip.
Yeah. And it was kind of relieving to see. Asuka says some wave in the I'm low-key relieved to see that like they didn't just pick up the metal sound and then like put it down, you know. Like I was almost expecting like Rookie to like give up on like the more intense screams that he has and go back to like his Slipknot style growling or whatever. That's like a little easier to like growl rap with and all that stuff, but like they're just really sticking with it and leaning into it. Uruha has like a badass guitar solo that's, you know, just like an Ugly and, you know, a few other tracks from Project Dark Age. It like outdoes all of his other like guitar work in terms of like skill, in terms of solos and stuff, you know. But yeah, I was really impressed by Kai. Like the drums are like phenomenal. And there was like a really long period of time where it was like the Gazette was like a, you know, terrific melodic rock and hard rock band, and you know, playing around with a little bit of alternative metal stuff like Filth in the Beauty, and it was all powered so much by Kai's drumming. And he's able to do all these different kinds of things, and that's that's kind of the like all these different types of drum patterns and stuff. Like he does hip hop, you know, drum beats, no problem, on like Agony and stuff like that. He does alternative metal or new metal or rock or jazz or like all kinds of stuff. And the rhythm that he does, you know, like the drums that he does, like lays the groundwork for them being able to be so versatile, you know, and it not sound like a train wreck. Mm-hmm. But this was the first time where I really felt like everybody, all the other members were so leveled up, you know, in their own like crafts and going all out to the point where he could go all out. Like, so that was really cool. It was really cool to see. You know? But yeah, I'm still processing it. It's definitely one of, you're right, Winona. It really is one of those songs where like, and I think the Gazette's just like here at this point in their career in general, where they figured out how to make songs where it's like you can't tell where like the headbanger song ends and the ballad song begins. They're just like overlapped into the same track.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that I feel like just because I listen to a lot of Marilyn Manson, which is probably a problem to my dad especially, but like he doesn't, similarly to Marilyn Manson, he doesn't have real like ballads or headbanger tracks. He just has like the face track of the album or something, like the one that has a music video, and then the other ones that don't, that probably could have also had a music video because they have the same tone as his other songs. So it's kind of looking like Ninth is going to be one of those albums that has the same tone as Falling. Like all the tracks will have the same tone as Falling, but you aren't going to be able to tell where the line is between ballad and heavier song.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I wonder if they'll ever go back to like soft ballads at some point. You know, I'm sure there's people out there that would like that.
Maybe like a lone single or two, kind of like how they did before Dogma came out. But I don't know if it would fit into the context of what they're trying to do on Ninth, because like the way that they put together their visuals for this thing, it's like they really were like, yeah, man, we're gonna be like low key but really gonna be all gaze rock up in this bitch. But so we'll see what they do. I think if they did go back to soft ballads, it would be really nice, but I don't know how they. I
always love a good soft ballad.
Yeah.
I want to say, what's the softest they've gone? Last Heaven off of Beautiful Deformity.
So far with their sound now, yeah.
Yeah, that was like pop rock. You know,
yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, so they're good at it. Oh, that was another thing is
I'd say really the softest they did was on their Trace's Best album. When the second one, Volume 2, yeah, for Untitled.
Oh yeah, Untitled's pretty soft. That was another thing I've been impressed by with the Gazette, and especially with this Falling song in PV, is that I really like that they've moved away from using like their safe tracks or their mainstream friendly tracks as promotional tracks. Mm-hmm. I think I feel like if I was in their shoes, I would always be resisting the temptation to make another song that sounds like Shiver and just put it out as like the lead single or the lead, you know, or like the promotional track on the album, or like what other ones, like Regret, Ibitsu, Fadeless, you know. And I feel like some of the past Gazette albums have kind of suffered from the fact that they contain tracks that were either released as singles or were like heavily promoted, you know, or were made they kind of feel like they were made to heavily promote the album. And so they stand out from the rest of the album as like these amazing songs, like they're the hits that they play and stuff, but it kind of disrupts the album flow. Like Toxic has like some of their like most loved songs, like most popular songs and most requested songs. And that album is usually pretty criticized as like one of their least good albums as a whole, just because it doesn't flow well together. But Falling really sounds like it would belong as like a transition track or an intro track or an ending track on this album. Like it feels like a piece of a puzzle and not just like a packaged single.
I think you should totally draw out this chart on the whiteboard behind your head.
Oh my God.
Do it.
We could do a live stream one day where I just like write all the different like songs by the Gazette, but like by category, like have like jazz rock, alt metal, new metal, metalcore.
Wouldn't that really be by album then? Because all their albums did different things. Like
no, because like Beautiful Deformity is everything from like electro rock to metalcore. Well, yeah, metalcore to pop rock. You know, it's like they're all like
Jeff,
that.
you're such a
Usually.
nerd.
Yeah. I could show you. Yeah, I'm a Gazette nerd. I could like show you the evolution of their song types and stuff. You know, like
no. No.
Yeah, I totally could. Like
You said it with such a straight face. Is what.
I know.
So serious.
Stop making fun of me.
He's like, I can show you the evolution of their song types, and I can show you where they decided to pull things from Daft Punk and where they decided to pull things from everyone else.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, like, I could be like, okay, so on Nil they had Discharge, and then they went on Stacked Rubbish, they had that Mob 136 bar song, and then on Dim they had Headache Man, on Toxic they had Psychopath, on Division they had Attitude, on Beautiful Deformity they had that second to last track with the Japanese name that I don't remember, and then on
second to last track.
Yeah.
Wait, I know which one you're talking about. It's a really long name.
Yeah. And then on Dogma, I guess it was like half the album was like that.
Yeah.
Their
that was their pool on Dogma.
Or you would just no, actually it would just be Ugly from Project Dark Age. It was like the culmination of all those songs like put together, you know, and then like, you know, you did the same thing with like Filth and the Beauty. You had Circle of the Swindler as like their triumphant outro ending track, and then in Dim you had In the Middle of Chaos, and then in Toxic you had Tomorrow Never Dies, which is still a huge hit. And then
because that one had a message for people who like went to their shows. Like
like
you go to the show, and then you like, some people don't want to live through tomorrow because their concerts were like the best experience ever, and they're like, nah, don't like take this feeling with you tomorrow. Like that was what they said that song's supposed to be.
And you're right, yeah. And then, you know, Division, it turned into Required Malfunction. Beautiful Deformity, it was also that same song. They merged those two styles together. They merged all these different styles together. So I love Beautiful Deformity. It was like mashing up their old styles. And then on Dogma, it was Blemish. But I can't do that with this new single. And that's really refreshing. Like I can be like, it sounds a little bit like this, but it also sounds a little bit like this and this. But you get to a point where I can't break it down like that. So my nerdy brain can't.
This is why Jeff is our top reviewer right now. I just do the designs and the PR stuff and keep up relationships and things.
I'm just long-winded and arrogant enough to assume people want to hear my opinion.
That's why we did live streams were his idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the audacity to suggest that people would want to listen to us on a podcast and then watch us on a live stream. So we're just kind of rolling with it.
Yeah, he had the audacity that people would want to know who we are. And I'm like, are you sure? Like,
oh God.
I'm one of those people who is just like, I like this song. Oh, I like this guitar part. Oh, I like this part of the chorus or the vocals.
Yeah.
That's how I can't go all descriptive in it, or I'm like, I confuse myself.
Yeah, you told me about that. It makes me feel like I've been reviewing stuff for too long. I do that sometimes. Like I take a break from, not from writing reviews, but like whatever I'm not reviewing, I just go and listen to for pleasure and stuff like that, and just try and forget about analyzing stuff. But some people like to do that, and some people just like to chill and experience stuff. And some people only like to do it in one genre or another. What were your favorite parts about what parts of the song struck you the most positively, Shiro? Like the heavy parts, the light parts, any part?
Yeah, Shiro, we talk enough. You need to do most of the talking today.
I personally liked the softer parts of it. I mean, I don't know. It depends on what kind of day I'm having, is what part of a song I'll enjoy the most. Like, I kind of had more of a crappier day, so the softer parts were nicer to me. But I haven't actually listened to the Gazette for a long time. So this is the first the song I've listened to by them in like a year or so, because I'm always, you know, posting about little bands. So I'm always listening to newer and newer stuff that I kind of lose track of the older stuff that I liked.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is one of the better songs I've heard that I've enjoyed by them.
Yeah. Did you listen to okay. I think I'm echoing on your end. Are your speakers on?
Is it me?
I think so. Do you have earbuds?
No, I do. Hold on.
Okay, no worries. Yeah.
I can
So
turn.
Jeff is gonna.
Yeah. What was I talking about?
We're just gonna let you monologue while Cheryl.
Oh, you're just gonna let me monologue.
You're gonna let you do your usual thing, and I'll just chime in.
Yeah, my loud.
Let you do you. Like.
Yeah, did the chorus throw you guys off at all?
A little bit, yeah, because of how the song started. God, I'm trying to remember what the chorus sounded like. I just remember a lot of English and being like.
I felt like the part right before the chorus was going to transition to something maybe like one note higher, and then it jumped up like 5 notes higher and sounded kind of like a different song.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I've kind of been conditioned from that by like stuff like Undying, where they just like went and did a one into the chorus. So
I feel like this is where Distress and Coma comes in, because there are moments in that song where like Ruki just hits a totally different octave. So he was like, I liked those elements and I'm going to use those elements again, but this time right before the chorus.
Yeah. It kind of ties, I think it kind of ties back into that thing of it not being like a single focus song, like a promotional focus song in nature, because usually those songs have like a really easy to follow like path. Like,
this was a really experimental song for sure.
Yeah, like they'll be like kind of heavy in the verse and then switch to light, maybe heavy again, switch to light, and then slowly build up and then like go into the chorus. Whereas like more experimental stuff is like all over the place, but it's usually like there's usually more meat in there, you know, like more substance, I guess you could say. But you know, both are good. Ear Candy is good. I like Ear Candy.
Ear Candy.
I was listening to the Dataroma mini album because it reminds me of like a lot of different parts of the Gazette, but like in a different way, and that's a lot of Ear Candy. So that's a good example of Ear Candy.
I've never heard it described as ear candy before. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Like
I'm gonna use that now.
Yeah, like top 40 music that gets stuck in your head would be like the most unhealthy form of ear candy.
Yeah, like I listen to a lot of hip hop, which is my ear candy that no one can relate to me.
Trap music is huge ear candy for
Migos
like, a lot of people.
Huge ear candy, dude.
Migos is
such ear candy. It doesn't make any sense. They literally just talk about cooking in the kitchen, but you know, I'm just I
want to say, and I'll find it later and maybe tweet it out. I want to say I saw a study somewhere that like someone had done a study that was, and what they found was suggesting that just like how fast food is like unhealthy for you, even though it tastes really good, like there is a fast food style of music that is very easy and pleasurable to consume, but is like so passive and crappy.
Wouldn't that be mumble rap?
Yeah, basically.
Wouldn't that just be mumble rap?
It was basically implying stuff like mumble rap was making you dumber, while stuff like avant-garde metal or whatever was making you more engaged.
It's so complex. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you have to follow along. You can't just get stoned and lay on the couch and listen to it.
So what if you like both? What does that mean? Average.
I feel like it means you have a well-balanced lifestyle, probably, you know.
Nah, the amount of sleep I get each night, nah, no way.
Yeah, Asuka, Gucci Gang is like ultimate musical junk food.
Gucci gang.
There's no thought in that at all, you know. Oh, by the way, there's parts in the Gucci Gang video that reminded me of the Gazette video, or the other way around.
Rookie's a homie. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Such
Did
a
I tell the
homie.
story on here about meeting the Gazette at the VIP section?
I don't know if you did. You should
Yeah.
tell the story though.
Oh
yeah. So I went to New York City to cover the Gazette's live there. I wrote the live report for it. And I went ahead and splurged on the VIP thing because like I wanted to meet him. I knew it was going to be like a quick thing, but I just want to shake their hands and all that.
But also, we should footnote that all of the work that Jeff has done with VKH thus far had ruined his experience in meeting the Gazette. Like in the excitement and build-up, he was like, "Man, that's it, cool." That was his
no, not necessarily. It was really helpful to have Winona there taking notes and you've been to so many Visual K concerts that you just kind of.
I just stand in the back. I'm totally like desensitized to all excitement in the concert. Like the only time during the Gazette's show, like I was like engaged and stuff. I was just writing because I was like, yeah, I don't really need to dance. But then once I heard like, what was it, Derangement start playing, I was like, oh, and then that was it. That was the most excitement they got out of me before I went back into just writing notes.
Yeah. I'm still at the phase where it's like I like to get in there and enjoy it like a fan and like take notes in the downtime and then like just just like leave and go like write out a bunch of notes and then write it up later.
I'll give you 2 years.
I'll have settled down by then. But
I've been in it for 6 years, buddy. Now.
Yeah, so it's pretty great. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shiro.
I was just going to say, I don't think I'll ever be broken of enjoying the music at their concerts. I got to get in there and I have to dance and enjoy it the way it was meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah. So I try and like preserve as much of that as I can.
It's so pure of you guys. I'm just kind of there in the back, like devil's advocate, just kind of there. Like, what's up, guys?
Don't act so jaded.
I'm not enjoying the show, but I am. I just,
All right, Debbie Downer.
Are watching me.
Everyone enjoys it in their own way. Everyone enjoys it.
No, when you walk in with a blazer, their managers stare at you, and you're just like, all right, crap. You gotta maintain professional like appearances, and then that's the most I can do because my Japanese sucks. So
same here. I too. Yeah.
Sorry, getting back on track real quick. So it was a great concert, and by the way, they're talking about
Agony's rap
in the chat. I miss Agony's rap.
I've been reading.
They played Agony. It was fantastic.
It was the best thing. I enjoyed that so much internally.
Rookie dances better as a goth boy than he ever did as a funk punk rap boy back in the day, So
rock star. No, they dabbed. They dabbed on stage.
Oh, they dabbed.
Yeah, I missed that.
From the live but I totally, it's because I was paying such close attention to all the detail. Like after the encore and stuff, Raider ran up to Rookie and tapped him on the shoulder. And he was like, "Yo, bro, ah!" And then Rookie did it back, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And that was.
Now that we're retelling this story, I'm starting to see where we instinctually picked up the trapcore idea for their new album from. It was like all of the hip hop antics of the Gazette.
Happen. Yeah. Nobody believed me.
Yeah. So speaking of hip hop antics, when I go and shake their hands, I'm like shaking, like Kai's hand, regular handshake, Uruha's hand, regular handshake, Rookie's hand, full on like hood style, like
he was from the streets. He just so slick with it.
It was the smoothest, it was the most thug handshake I've ever been a part of. It was like I was like
the Japanese rock star.
Yeah, from the Japanese rock guy of all.
From the Japanese VK man. The most popular Japanese Visual K guy out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like and like feeling that in person is just like, all right, I get it. I get why you keep doing rap and shit. I get why you're getting away with it, because you make it work. But so you can just kind of from like that. With that story in mind, like it kind of makes sense to me and to us in general. That's like you see this music video and it's a metal music video, give or take, but it's shot like a hip hop music video, and you know, they have all these things. Man, the parts in the verses where they were clean, where you're singing the clean verses, and there was like, it wasn't symphonic music, but it was electronic music that was like imitating symphonic music, I think. That shit really gave me like new metal vibes. I was like remembering like old new metal stuff or like symphonic metal stuff, like from back in the day, man. Like I was like, if they pull that off, like in like a whole song somewhere, they will have like inadvertently like reinvented new metal in 2015 or 2015 in 2018.
Jeff is out here living 2014 and we're out here in 2018.
Yeah.
What happened, bro? Just the other day you were like, what happened to me? Because you were so far behind on all these things. Like Naru from Biosphere is the vocalist of Dialo. I was like, I know. And you were like, how did I not know?
Yeah, man. Just too busy. You see these bags under my eyes? Like
I hid mine with concealer. Well, really highlighting.
I'm gonna buy like my first makeup stuff either this weekend or next week, because I'm off my day job next week. So
closely, whenever I look down, you can see the bags, but don't.
That's why I'm leaning back. I'm back far in my chair so they can't see it.
We got to get Jeff to go to Sephora or what's the other one, Ulta, so they can match everything to him. So that next time he comes back, he can be the VK boy with an eye. I'm
relying on my personality to sell myself until I get my pretty face back.
You're pretty, Jeff.
Oh, thank you. Do you guys want to get into maybe like the lyrics of the song? Did you have anything else to add before we jump into that?
Oh.
I think I said all my thoughts. I'm gonna check my notepad.
I'm going to go look at the lyrics again. I don't quite remember.
Yeah, sure.
I said everything. I said all my things.
Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Where?
Right. I'm pulling them up now just for reference.
Yeah.
Same.
And these are just disclaimer. These are fan translated lyrics. I want to say so they're unofficial. We don't. We're not claiming they're official. We're not, fully endorsing the, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This show doesn't represent VKH officially. VKH's views officially, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Please see the album booklet for the actual full lyrics, et cetera, et cetera.
Views don't represent my views, and my views don't represent Shiro's views.
Yeah.
And down the line, la-di-da.
Yeah, Shiro. We were joking about like if we had like seriously conflicting opinions like on a podcast or a live stream, we would have to like expand our disclaimer that we have at the beginning from like this podcast. The opinions on this show do not represent the views of VKH Press as a whole, and then we would have to go individually and be like, Jeff's opinions do not represent Winona's opinions or James's opinions. Winona's opinions. Just get like really into it.
Just get really, really complicated for absolutely no reason when really we're just a blip, and it's just like, all right.
But we haven't had any significant disagreements yet so far, so it's going good.
We're all of the same
we get along
mind.
so well. Yeah.
We're all the same person.
Okay, so
we're so tired. We're all on the same vibe.
Jeff is just me as a white boy, and Shiro's just me as a white girl, and yeah.
For me, what that translates to is just
I love you guys.
Hanging out in nightclubs around trap music in Miami for 4 years. That's how that translates into
paid off.
Boy,
I haven't been to a nightclub forever. I live in Amish country. There's no nightclubs around here.
Yeah, well, it's not really worth going to unless you're like in like a big city where that's known for it, because everything's like an imitation at that point. And I mean, you guys know how it is when it's like a wannabe live concert that's like, oh, this is like a real J-Rock or VK live or whatever, and it's like you can kind of tell it's not, and it's shady and stuff like that. It's like that with nightclubs, but times 10. It'll be like someone renovated a restaurant and put like disco lights in it and shit like that. And it's like,
I remember I went to Shiro, did you ever go to The last tour that Tainted Reality did with DJ Season and GPKs, Gothic Prince Ken, because I remember I went to that, and I think that was like at a nightclub, but it was like in a basement, and it just didn't feel right. All right, like the cap, the max maybe could have been 100 people, and I counted like 25 people there.
I think I might have been. I remember a concert in a karaoke bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, they were just, yeah. Anyway, so like things on the Gazette and lyrics, you know?
Yeah.
I was just going to read out real quick. Maya said, and yet Visual K reached you. Music is amazing.
Yes. Amish country, VK reached me. Yes.
Yeah. If you're referring to me, Maya, Visual K actually reached me before I got into the nightclub scene, which is just like, if you live close enough to Miami, it's just kind of hard not to resist. It's like living near Disneyland, but for adults. But
suburbs of DC.
But it kept me sane because there's a lot of crappy music in there. But at the same time, going out there has allowed me to be able to actually dissect like the electronic parts of Visual K music. So it's like a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, like all that.
Yeah, the way that Jeff goes into like Crossfaith and Cold Rain is like, I just sit there and I'm just like, bro, all I can tell you is like what Obama did at the White House. That's where I came from. So I'm like, yo, I can tell you what they referenced in here if it has to do with Obama, and then maybe Trump. I don't pay attention to Trump, so screw that guy.
I don't pay attention to any of that.
Yeah. It really is similar to the metal scene in that, like, if you're not a metal fan, or if you talk to someone who's not a metal fan, they'll just be like, it just all sounds like noise and screaming to me. It all sounds the same. It's kind of how it is with like people who don't listen to electronic music. Usually everything sounds like dubstep to them. But like, if you listen to like a little bit of it, you can kind of tell the difference. And the only requirement to actually get into it is to find one thing that like really hooks you. If you don't find that, like, it's all going to sound the same to you. But if you find one of those things, like I found a few of those things, and they'll hook you. So like, and then you figure everything else out. But anyway,
I was gonna say 1 second. Cat aggro. My cat wants out. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
All right.
Momo.
Maya says, I used to live in Dubai. That's where I found Visual K, and I moved to Virginia, and my love only grew more and more, probably because the internet is just way faster here. How'd you find Visual K in Dubai?
It's super interesting. Pretty sure they have internet in Dubai, Jeff, but it's cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, fair point. It's like, how'd you find Visual K in Florida?
How'd you find Visual K anywhere? Honestly, internet.
Anime.
Oh yeah, anime. Yeah, that was the both of us. Death Note. Shit. Nightmare. Yeah. How'd you find anime though, Jeff? I found it through Toonami. I don't know about you, fam.
Yeah. I really can't get over the production values of the Gazette, especially in the song. Like, they figured out the guitars in like the last in Project Dark Age were like especially crunchy, and they were crunchy like that in Toxic.
Maya said she saw it on J Mello. Oh, same. I got into Vamps through J Mello.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
know how I found J Mello. It just kind of came through on a really shitty cable connection that I had. And my mom was like, look, it's like Japanese things on TV. And I was like, oh, cool. And then, because I was super into anime at that time. And then I was like, whoa, this band's cool. Like the first band I saw on that station was Vamps, and I got super into them. So yeah, even though they're not Visual K.
They're not Visual K.
They're not Visual K.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Cactus. I mean, Yoshiki's working really hard on strong arming Hyde into that, so we'll see what happens.
We'll get you one day, Hyde Sama. But yeah, so they've been playing around with like the crunchiness of guitars versus like the smoothness on like Division and stuff like that, and I think they found like a really good balance that I didn't think like was possible to find.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever get the chance, it's probably worth buying one of the, if you're into if you're a Gazette fan and you want to learn more about like the instruments and stuff, it's probably worth buying one of their music sheet booklets if they still make them with like all of the photographs and stuff. Cause I bought one for Toxic, and that was, that was a while ago, and they've done a lot more different guitar sounds since then. But like Uruha's like guitar rig in general is, or especially, I mean, is like so complicated. Like it's like 8 pedals, like different pedals, distortions, like, and you can see it in the live, like he's switching in and switching out, but it doesn't really focus on it. But if you look at it and you look at the layout, you're like, oh my God, this is like $20,000 worth of like equipment and stuff. And it's so they can go from, what's that like sad, jazz rocky song, from Genghis ni Akaibara or something like
Genghis ni Akaibara.
Yeah, so from something like that all the way over to like, Headache Man or Vortex or something like that. Yeah, they're just like swapping in and out. Yeah, so it's really impressive. And actually Asuka had told us who the producer was. The producer is, I forget his name, but he is the producer for Lamb of God.
It was Josh Wilbur.
Yeah.
And producer, mixer, and engineer for Vamps and Crossfaith. Well, that makes sense.
Oh, he does Vamps and Crossfaith?
At least that's the same person, right, Asuka? Same person does Vamps and Crossfaith, which makes sense. Although I heard on their last album for Vamps, like for what was it, Underworld, they got the same producer as Motionless in White.
Oh man, he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He's done Atreyu, Avenged Sevenfold, Butcher Babies. Oh, I like Butcher Babies. Yeah. He did Xeno. He did Xeno for Crossfaith.
Ah.
Yeah. That makes sense, because so it's like, yeah, a lot of these look like he did. I'm
pretty sure they got this guy when they went on their world tour.
He did Korn's last album
to the US.
He
did a lot of networking and
yeah. I'm seeing a lot of, he did Papa Roach's last album. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing a lot of, yeah, and he did Bloodsuckers, and he did Vamps.
I have a theory, and I need to check who's
okay, that makes sense. It's a lot of slickly produced metal music that is also very versatile, like if it's an album. So because Korn's music on their last album, I mean, it wasn't like spanning genres or anything like that, I don't think, but it was very slick, and like there was just a lot of variety in terms of, I think, the instrumentals and stuff. I only listened to a few tracks outside of like the lead singles, but like they were pretty different, if I remember correctly. So diverse, sleekly produced albums, basically. So it's pretty cool. Sorry, were you going to say something, Winona? Did I cut you off?
No, I was trying to see if I could get a list of certain companies' clients, but I don't think that exists anymore because everyone keeps updating their websites. So my means of finding certain lists through the back ends of like internet and how I get contacts changes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes. Now we'll get back to the lyrics. Sorry for putting it off. We're very much reacting off the fly because we heard it. We heard the song today, watched the PV today, and we've only had so much time to process in between posting and promoting the articles.
This is the reaction live. That's what this is for.
Yeah.
We can't make promises here, Jeff. We just say our thoughts, and people tell us we respond to all these thoughts.
I do try to commit to as little as possible when I write the descriptions for these. I was almost going to be like, we're going to talk about the Gazette.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay, so the lyrics in this song, and I'll read out some parts of it in a second. They're based around the concept of like fighting with your past self as you're trying to move forward and improve and evolve into a better person, and exploring the concept of like destroying your past self in order to like rise up out of that. And
like Phoenix.
I fucking love that. Like that kind of material is like my favorite kind of lyrical material. Like I'm really obsessed with like, I guess you call them dualisms or dualities, like, or
Duality from Slipknot.
yeah. Either dualities or paradoxes, like binary paradoxes, like saying something's hot yet cold, like things like that. Like I think that's really, really interesting when they do that. And they do that this whole, like, you know, that's the whole concept of the song. So yeah,
and it's interesting because like if you just watch the music video like once, you don't get that, but as you like look at the little details in it, like Homeboy, the guy is like he gets out of the tub, I think it's a tub with a paper bag on his head and it says the past and stuff like that, and I'm just like, wow, what a way to label yourself, bro. And then the girl, like she's supposed to be the present, right, in the music video is what the theory was.
Right. Yeah. We can get into that. We'll probably, just from the lyrics and talking about it, kind of pull up some of that since we've read that theory already, but we'll get into it like in a bit as well. But it kind of reveals itself in the lyrics a little bit. Like, you know, like right in the beginning, it's like, do you like before the breakdown hits, it's like, since then, how long? Do you know how long it's been? Let's leap into the depths of chaos now so we can become entwined, falling down deep into the dark. You know, so it's just, it starts with chaos, which is kind of what happens when you're like internally split and conflicted. And that's kind of like the stuff they covered in
Yeah,
from the Dogma album.
Sounds like depression.
Yeah, or like, you know, you could like realistically represent it as like having a mood disorder or like outright bipolar disorder, because like people who suffer with that, you know, they go from really high highs to really low lows, you know, and it's just very chaotic being around them and being them, you know. It can also be like really chaotic times in your life, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because that's kind of it's a psychological concept that I've been, you know, learning about from like a few different psychologists, like watching videos on YouTube. I think it falls under Carl Jung's branch of Jungian psychology, which is that, or is it? It's either that or it's like Taoism basically is like the best example of it in like a religious form. But it's the concept of like trying to find the line between order and chaos. And, you know, if you're at that point, then you're at the perfect point in your life. But sometimes like your life is going too well. So there's too much order. Yeah. And so you're not being challenged. So you're not really going anywhere. And you start to, you know, depending on what it is, you start to weaken, you know, like if you're, you know, not being challenged mentally, you know, you stop being mentally sharp. If you're not being challenged physically, you know, like, and then other times like life is too crazy and it's in chaos. And so you're being challenged, but it's too much to handle. And so you can't sort yourself out or organize yourself enough to, you know, to handle it and improve from it. So it's like the concept of, yeah. But the Gazette takes a more violent approach to it, I guess, than like a self-improvement approach to it.
That's a light way to put it, a more violent approach.
Well, they're not like going at it from like what you would hear like a psychologist say, which is like, you know, put yourself together, start small, do this, do that. They're just being honest of like how most people are dealing with it, which is like, you know, I hate how I used to be like this and I want to be like this. So I'm going to just try and kill everything I used to be and then turn into something else. And then at the same time,
more aggressive.
Oh, okay.
I would say it's just a lot more aggressive. Like I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was just saying like,
right. Yeah. That's
just a really light way of putting it, that they're being violent about it.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just like in the chorus. Is this chorus? Yes. Cause this is like in English and stuff. When he says it, I think, yeah, like we just believe in ourselves to die. I know you were the same, carrying the same pain together. We are breaking, and it's fine if we get smashed to pieces. To be reborn again, I'm gonna fall. So, and at the end, at the end they repeat that, and then the very last line is, "It's okay being broken like this." And I was like, oh my God. So I don't know. I relate to this pretty strongly just because of like my personal and professional life. It's nothing like too personal to share or anything like that, but it's just like, it's for me, the only way I've been able to like get myself to grow as an individual is to just like push myself to the breaking point and then like pull all the way back and then just like ping pong back and forth like that. So I totally relate to like where they're coming from, that it's like, you know, on the one hand, they want to like, you know, and this, again, this is going to come up in the fan theory in a second, that we'll jump into. But like on the one hand, you know, they're like, man, we just want to kill the old Gazette and just like go into something completely new. But then on the other hand, they're like, well, we can't quite do that, you know. Yeah. So it's like being torn between that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be why I like the Gazette so much, is that they play around with these dualisms and stuff like that, you know, because like, you know, that's what Div was about on, you know, on Dogma, and on Division. It was literally splitting them apart, like splitting the different parts of the Gazette apart, the old and the new, in a lot of ways, you know. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I don't know. What did you guys think of the lyrics? Did you have any thoughts? I've rambled for long enough.
You said everything again.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. Didn't give us a chance to.
It's really the Jeff show every time. No, I agree. You know, I don't know what else to say.
I'm trying to think of something too.
Sorry. That's the thing, is see, like my reviewer stuff, the stuff that helps me with reviews does not help me like in conversations.
As a conversationalist, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Okay, well then.
I'm trying to think. I can't think fast enough. Ugh.
Okay, so if you guys kind of relate to and agree with all that, then you two can take the lead on the fan theory. In that context.
Yeah.
I didn't get to read any of that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I'm trying to make sure I remember.
By you two, I meant like Winona lead it and you chime in as often as you feel comfortable, because it's your first live stream. I don't want to, you know, burden you with talking and stuff like that. You know?
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so quiet. I'm just trying to, like, my brain can't keep up with how fast things are going.
No, it's okay. Well, it's we can. Winona, do you want to take this fan theory?
Give it my best shot, because I got like halfway through the reading before I passed out. But
you know more than me.
All right. So the fan theory is that the car they show in the beginning of the music video represents the Gazette, and then the two people who get in are the guy and the girl, right? The guy is the past, and the girl is the present, and blood that's shown throughout the PV is also the past, because the past doesn't leave you, and blood is always seen throughout the PV, right? And the girl, I didn't get to totally read up accurately onto the guy that she initially lays with, but long story short, that guy is her past, and she kills him because she wants to literally kill her past, and then she's just like covered in the blood from that because the past doesn't leave her, and the guy consistently sees blood on the mirror and stuff like that. And he's like depressed and stuff, or goes through whatever mental disorder because he's like taking pills, and he shows like all these stereotypical signs of something being mentally wrong with him, like in terms of his environment and stuff like that, like a messy room, and it's very dim and dingy and stuff. And the girl, she sees like posters of herself, like seeing like choice and stuff, and that's kind of what led her to decide to kill the guy that she was laying up with. But
just to interject real quick, I'm putting the link to the post in the chat if anyone wants to follow along. I'm not going to screen share it
by all means.
Yeah, sure. I'm not going to. We're not going to screen share it because it does have, pictures from the PV in it.
Yeah, and
I don't know how YouTube's going to handle that. But,
yeah, YouTube might red flag this whole live stream. We just be off.
Yeah, but there you go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so apparently the guy and the girl have been connected, like they talk on the phone and stuff. They meet up midway through the PV, not sure exactly how that happens. The guy looks clean cut and stuff. The girl appears like covered in blood because, that's the past, which is heavily emphasized. The two just kind of move forward together, and like blood just becomes more and more apparent. And then eventually they just kind of get fed up, and that's where I kind of lose it. And I figure they just kind of decide to just roll the car off its rails, and they just walk. Like the only way they can really destroy it all is if they destroy it all and just walk away from it clean.
Do it with a bang.
Yeah.
Do it big and do it with a bang.
Jeff, did you read the whole article? I got halfway through it.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying. Did you talk about the blood, the smiley face in blood?
She talked about the blood, but
talked about the blood and said
not the smiley face.
Oh, okay. There's a part where the guy's looking in the mirror, and there's a smiley face in blood, and the author, the person that wrote this, was theorizing that that's like the past is smiling at them, smiling at him, mocking him a little bit.
Yeah, taunting.
Then we see like Rookie cleaning the mirror covered in blood.
Yeah.
Like he wants to move on from the past.
I feel like Rookie appearing and clearing the blood was the point where I was supposed to catch on that this is what they were getting at. But Shiro, this is the side of the visual K that like I don't really analyze very well at all, like the visuals and stuff.
You just saw this as like pretty movement.
Yeah, no, seriously. Right. Like I absolutely just like, I can be like a total nerd about the music, but the visuals. Every
visual K is theatrical. It all has meaning. I'm kidding. I have no idea.
I mean, I'm sure it does. It's just so overwhelming. It's like, I don't even know where to start. The Gazette's okay, but I still have to have it explained to me,
Yeah, like as we're going through it like this, the music video is actually starting to make some sense to me.
Right.
From what I can remember of what I saw, like I said, I was having trouble paying attention to all what was happening in the video part when I was trying to listen to the song as well, because there's just so many moving parts.
Right. The other part,
just like to say, I was right. They did decide to end it all, but like it was like the Gazette dies in order for like the past and present to just like move on.
Yeah, you nailed that part. Oh yeah, you didn't get to that part. That was good. That was good. Yeah.
Woo.
The other part that it's like I feel like I should have caught this because it is something I've paid attention to is Rookie's wearing like a purple velvety suit in this.
Oh yeah.
And between the two colors.
It's between and so it's between red and
color
blue.
Theory. Color theory.
Yeah, it's color theory is what
he's the mix of it all. Yeah.
Yeah. So like blue being sadness and depression, and red meaning like passion, desire, lust, and guilt. So I was gonna say it would be like order and chaos, but it's like both sides of both of those. Like so it's just two different categories of good and bad feelings that are associated maybe with the past and the future.
It's like he feels guilty and sad about the past, feels very passionate and excited about the future, but the past is sticking to him, so he remorsefully remembers that. Yeah. And that's why he's purple.
Yeah. And they pointed out, I think, that he really doesn't wear those suits like that very often with like the significantly solid colors.
Last time he did that was like Cockroach, I'd say.
Well,
like a velvet suit with a solid color.
Well, no, he did it. The last two he did it in which were also very significant departures and also chaotic songs were Inside Beast and Derangement.
Yeah.
Red and Inside Beast and blue and Derangement. So
yeah, true. Those two also.
I was just sitting there like, damn, how do you look that good in purple? What do I have to do to look that good in purple?
Or velvet.
Purple's the color of royalty, bro. Everybody looks good in purple.
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
found
it
like
was
this.
orange. Like, come on.
Yeah, I found this specific shade of burgundy that like has like these different specks of purple in it that like I found looks really good on me, but I don't know about full purple for me.
Just
That might
take
just be a rookie exclusive.
I think
My
you
hair
just
has to be
don't want to wear purple. I think you just need to experiment with purple.
Yeah. My hair
Yeah.
needs to be a different color for purple to look good on me.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It looked good on me when my hair was black, but
I always thought that would be an interesting idea is to like, I don't know what color you dye your hair to like make it so you can just like keep dyeing it different shades of temporary colors, but
platinum.
platinum maybe.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, when you go, you know, when you get ready for the day, you color coordinate your dyed hair with like the clothes you're wearing.
I actually do that when I dye my hair. Yeah,
I
when I
used
dye
to
my
do
that's
hair.
cool.
Yeah.
When my hair was burgundy, I bought so many burgundy clothes. My hair was burgundy. And then when my hair was red, I had a lot of red clothes, and now they all just sit in my closet until the day that I finally dye my hair dark blue, and all the dark blue in my closet makes sense.
I want to see you with dark blue hair. Let me see that.
Yo, that would be
But
cool.
I'm really feeling that dark green right now, like forest green. So we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, you were gonna get that, right?
Yeah, over the summer.
Either or. I'd want to see the green first. Like I get to, because you've got you have your eyes that are sometimes green.
My eyes are glaucopus. I had to look it up. That was like Athena's non-really eye color, and I was like, that I have that. That's
Mine changes. Like my eye color changes from from brown
That's
to
terrifying.
green. It really is
if
like
it were red, that would be actually
no. No, it goes from like I'll like take a picture and my eyes will be green, and then I'll take another picture and they'll be brown. It's really weird.
Yeah, I would like to think it's lighting, but I really think it's just glaucopus.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Caden, I'll just voice Caden's vote since he put it in the chat. He wants blue.
Blue, yeah. Blue's my favorite color, so I say blue too.
Yeah.
Snap.
All right.
So that's 2 votes for
green.
Blue,
No,
2 votes for green. Yeah. Asuka says, I never dyed my hair. Am I really a VK fan? I've never dyed my hair either. So
several VK artists who never dyed their hair. Yeah. You're good.
Yep, I've seen quite a few too who've never dyed their hair.
Look, if Vivid can not wear any makeup and still be considered Visual K, you cannot dye your hair and still be considered Visual K.
If Breakers can be considered Visual K,
yeah.
You can be considered visual.
I was waiting for the Breakers SmackDown jokes. It's been bubbling at the surface, I think, the last week or so.
I will always deliver the best SmackDowns.
when I dress Visual K, like for events like cons or concerts and stuff, I just do it as best I can with my hair, but more like with the clothes I wear. And that just so happens to kind of be becoming a trend. Like, I don't know if you guys saw Suzuku and Koichi's teaser for their new project, but they both have short hair. They look like K-pop fuckboys.
Wait, can we talk about oh man, that was Suzuku. What the fuck, Suzuku?
Yeah, he looks like a K-pop bro, right?
That wasn't even what I wanted to talk about. It just took me a minute to really think that was actually Suzuku. You know what? Fuck this. But anyway, Koichi actually tattooed that shit on his back, though.
Oh, he did? I didn't think that.
It's an actual tattoo. And like me and Jeff and our friends were like, why? Like I really think somebody told him, you can't Photoshop this in. You have to actually do it to make it look good. And he said, all right, bro, and then did the thing. Which is really dumb.
Yeah.
I've seen worse things tattooed on people.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen a lot worse.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. It's very amusing right now.
I've so much trouble, so much going on. You know what?
Had ink, eyebrows, and eyelashes.
I'm going to do this.
Koichi's
So I can
doing
actually
too
read.
much. Koichi just wants to be made of ink, I feel like. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, all respect to Mejibre for all the Mejibre fans out there, you know. They were
no
a good
offense,
band.
guys.
They were a
Yeah.
good band while it lasted, but man, we just have some questions about the direction that all of them decide to go on their own separate ways.
Yeah, same thing applies to Sadie. Same thing applies to Nightmare. Trying to think who else. That's probably
Oh
it.
yeah, Nightmare. Oh man. Hitsugi Project Gremlins is real questionable for us right now.
I don't know. What do you think, Shiro? You like? What do you think of Gremlins?
Well, see, I kind of have a biased opinion because I like Hitsugi. I've always been a fan.
Oh no,
of
yeah,
him.
same. Love him. Just
So
this
the fact,
era.
yeah,
This era is
yeah, this era is very confusing to me. So I'm just kind of like enjoying what I'm enjoying, and
Yeah. The other thing is I feel like, and this would also apply to the Gazette, and I'm sure some Gazette fans are feeling this right now, is like, I feel like this scene and the bands in the scene, they go through like these phases where it's like, they go in a direction that like really scratches an itch for some of their fans.
yeah,
And like is the opposite of what a bunch of other fans were expecting.
yeah.
So, you know, like when the Gazette went metal, I'm sure that turned off like a lot of people. But then prior to that, when they started playing around with pop music back in the day with Toxic, I'm sure that turned off the people that were into metal.
Didn't Garugamesh do something like that? Like they changed their entire sound.
we talked about it, and
Yeah,
and
we're
we
biased
expressed our feelings.
we're
Now
biased
it's
in that
great.
respect.
Everything up till now was great. Monster was great. Whatever happened in between.
Yeah, we're pretty salty
I'm
about
sorry.
Go.
I mean,
but I do want to preface that it is a bias, I think, because the
like-
songs on Go they're not bad.
They're not bad, and there are some songs on there that I actually really, really like. But like in terms of where the band was going, that is such a hard left in terms of their direction. Like, it just came out of nowhere. Like, it didn't make sense. But like when I told Jeff, like it looked like they were like pulling a modern day Linkin Park, rest in peace, Chester Bennington, like trying to.
Did I really say that?
I have to say that I said that.
You said that. Okay.
They were like how Linkin Park started gearing away from like the hybrid theory sound that they had and stuff, and started sounding more pop rock and stuff. And fans got really upset when they released their latest. I think it was single. I forgot. It was One More Light. I think a lot of people like did not like that song. Like that's kind of what
I think was
A Thousand Suns was the start of it. Yeah, but when One More Light came out, everyone was like, "Oh man, Linkin Park is dead." Da, 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 da. Now Chester's actually dead, but like that was the start of it for Garugamesh, and then so many people like flamed them for trying to do that they were just like, all right, I guess we can't do that. Guess this is the end of the band, and that was that.
Yeah, basically. I still don't think I've really seen one quite as shameless as the Linkin Park genre shift in Visual K.
Quite as shameless.
Yeah,
came real close, but no other. I think other bands took Garugamesh as an example and decided, nah.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Or try to do it slowly, like do the transition slowly, like to test the waters.
That's what One OK Rock did, and I despise it.
They were tiptoeing, and then they just tipped.
I was like
a little too
far. I rooted for them all this time. I was like, all right, they're gonna go back eventually, and then they released Change, and I was like, I never actually heard it, and I was like joking with Jeff, like, did they become the Imagine Dragons of Japan? And he was like, yes, and I was like, what? You were supposed to say no.
Winona, did you hear the new Man with a Mission song that came out? They got Imagine Dragons too. Like, can we turn Imagine Dragons into a verb? Because that's what these bands are doing to themselves.
No.
It's that bullshit that hit the US like 4 or 5 years ago, where all of like the good rock bands like turned into this rock that was pop rock.
K is dead. It's that J rock is dead.
But that was really like what Linkin Park kicked off was what we're kind of seeing in mainstream J-rock.
Alternative bands turning into pop rock bands.
Yeah, but it's like it's not even like you know, there's types of pop infused rock music that's great. Like Panic at the Disco is pop punk, leaning heavily more on the pop than the punk right now, but it's still like pretty great to listen to. And I feel like One OK Rock was kind of playing in that vein of like, it's pretty pop, but it's still pretty good, unlike Ambitions, even though a lot of people are 50-50 on it, but there is a line you can cross. You know?
Yeah. One OK Rock got rid of their whole band. Like it really just felt like Taka's solo project. You feel me?
Yeah. It also doesn't help that Imagine Dragons offends me. Like the fact that people consider them a rock band offends me on like a deep spiritual and emotional level.
And now all these J-rock bands are Imagine Dragoning their way.
Yeah, I'm really, really offended.
To the US market. They're just like, no, what's crazy is that rock music does need something to like shake it up. But these bands are doing the opposite of rock and roll. They're doing pop and roll. And it's like, no, don't do that. Come in here doing you, and you will shake up this industry the way it needs to be shaken up. And you will be so much bigger that way, rather than trying to copy other bands.
I want to say the general term for it, I read it one time, is adult contemporary music. It's like very, very general and
adults
broad.
Ruin everything.
Yeah, it's like the stuff. It's the stuff that's like it's kind of pop. Like the modern version of it is like the stuff that's like kind of pop. And then there's a lot of whoas in it, like whoa, and like very little emphasis on guitar.
Are you saying that Nocturnal Bloodlust is next on the list because they got the whoas?
No. It has to be sans guitar, like no like
sans guitar.
Almost no guitar. You know,
man,
I think
I'm sorry. Like, I love all these bands for the sound that they had, like their own organic, like unique sounds. Now they're all starting to sound the same, and this is like a music lover's worst nightmare when you can't tell your favorite band apart from any other band.
Yeah, but that's why I've kind of gone off on listening to littler bands a little bit, because they're like. I've heard some unique sounds that I haven't heard from bigger bands.
Yeah.
That's kind of us right now. We've been trying to find the bands to follow. And my little blue book in my room.
Yeah, Cheryl, I don't think we told you about that. We started diving headfirst into like smaller bands and stuff like that.
Really? Yeah. Why didn't you tell me?
We
thought you were listening to the podcast.
I don't know. My sleep schedule is really messed up right now. I've been having trouble with insomnia, so I'm like, That's
why we did the podcast in the live stream. Yeah. So it was productive insomnia.
Yeah.
That's what I should do now. I should be like, hey, I can't sleep tonight. I have insomnia. Let's do something.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna make the future episodes shorter and do more rambling on here, so it'll be easier.
I can do rambling. I can do rambling. I'm good at rambling.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like, so if you just only have a little bit of time, you know, you'll probably be able to squeeze it in the new ones more than the old ones. So, were any of you guys worried that the Gazette would go too far towards that Imagine Dragons direction? Like you'd hear the new song and it's like Kai's like playing on electric drums instead of like actual drums or anything.
Why did you speak this into existence?
No.
Why would you wish that on me?
Because I'm a pessimist.
Why would you try and say, guys, Visual K could be dead though? Why would you?
Well, it doesn't matter now because we know it's not, you know, but like.
No, what I'm scared about for the Gazette is that they released this song in particular the way that they did, saying, wow, man, we might not be able to come up with any more new or interesting content. And that's what we should worry about.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it like that.
That's how after listening to the song 3 times, when I was on my bus ride home or something, I was like, damn, what if it sounds the way it does? Because reasons. And Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds great. It's going to be great. Ninth is going to be great. This is going to be their 9th album, right? Their 9th studio album.
Yeah. They're just literally calling it 9.
Very trap move just to call it 9.
Oh, yeah, it is. You're right.
Very trap move.
Oh, man.
What was it? I remember Laura asked me, like, what is trapcore? And I was like, well, first of all, what is trap?
If you look up a band called Issues, you will find out a small genesis of trapcore happening in the States.
If you look up Migos.
That's just trap.
It's just trap.
Actually, if you look up a rapper called Scarlord, that's a version of trapcore from the rapper side, in that it's not metal music with trap, trap music playing in the background. It's a rapper that screams like a metal singer, and his electronic beats like hit hard like breakdown guitars. So.
Inversely, there is Lil Peep, rest in peace.
Oh God, rest in peace.
Who was gonna change everything and was like the punk rocker without a band.
Yeah.
I'll answer you then, Maya. I saw what you said.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. I was just gonna suggest we can take a break right now and go through the chat. So but yeah, go ahead, Shira.
Well, it really depends on what kind of like sound of the bands that you like, because I do listen to bands that have sounds unique.
She's asking for suggestions.
Yeah, she was asking. They were asking for suggestions.
He said, "Shiro, do you have any suggestions? Any bands that are doing something now?"
Yeah. Okay.
Jeff.
I personally haven't heard enough bands doing the haunted carnival music. So at least not recently. I love the haunted carnival-ish music.
I think Leet Speak Monsters is really close to that.
Grimoire is really they're really good at that, and You May Leap.
Catch up on them.
You May Leap is they're really good with that.
Jeff, don't you have like feelings about You May Leap?
Do we? Did I listen to You May Leap?
I think I showed you them, and you're like, this vocalist, and I was like, bro, like this is how he sings. Just deal with it.
Yeah. I personally like the way Nemu sings. I like how Pentagon. I liked the stuff they started out with, but I don't really like any of their newer stuff all that much, as it pains me to say.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah,
because they started out with that the haunted carnival music, and their newer stuff just. I'm like, why? Why are you doing so well?
I will say, the impression I was given from what a little birdie told me is that in terms of their fashion, you could look at it and say they kind of seem to be having in their current look like an Idol effect, like that's a perspective you could look at it. If you noticed, and if you've noticed in terms of their notoriety, they are very they have like idol group status for an individual K band.
Yeah.
So their fashion seems to be reflecting that they're leaning into that.
They're just leaning into pop.
It makes me sad though.
No, I'm sure it's gonna divide a lot of fans, because I know a lot of people were a big fan of Pentagon specifically for like their Call Me era stuff back at the beginning, which I love. I went into their last album with an open mind and was pleasantly surprised. I'm a little less into the new single though. But the last album had so many different types of music on it. It was pretty interesting.
I do like that, like when they do have different kinds in there, but with the direction, it looks like they're starting to take themselves. I'm like, no. I guess it's physically painful. It hurts.
Maya says, I came here for something different. I like
Yes,
K-pop.
Shonen Walks. Oh my god. Yes,
But I'm in here
Maya.
for Visual K.
Okay, we got you, fam. Here's good bands.
Yes.
Mami Reta, that's a good band.
Yeah.
Nola's a good band on the rise. Kizu #1 in VKH Hearts. Like
VKH Breakdown is the official podcast of Kizu. We will not stop making episodes until someone fucking signs Kizu.
make them a major band already. Like I'm convinced they're secretly signed and they just aren't saying shit. But otherwise, if they're not, why aren't they signed? Like, come on, Kizu's great. But who else was there? Casper, it's pronounced Casper. Casper, $! Casper.
Oh yeah, Casper.
Yeah, we found them recently. We were pretty impressed by them.
I was like,
Monstelo, we're pretty big on Monstelo.
Yeah, Monstelo, Big Mouth. That's a great song. Big Mouth.
I'm still into Relight. I
gotta check that out. You put that in the chat the other day.
I followed the singer from the band Isabel Rosa, which didn't last all that long. Their one band member died.
Asuka said, I'm already a Mami Reta trash. Help. You trash. I don't know what to say, bro.
I'm already Mami Reta trash.
But I sent Winona some of Relight.
Yeah,
so
she did.
If you want, I can send you some too.
It's keep in mind, Jeff, it's like older.
Yes, please. Yes, definitely.
So like the quality is different, but like it's nice. It's really nice.
Shiro, have you seen any PVs for that fairly new Starwave Records band? It's called La Miel, I think. No, it's not La Miel. It's a French.
Hold on. I think
It's got an apostrophe in the name and starts with an L.
Yes. I know which one you're talking about. I have not been able to watch it.
All the bands.
Have you seen the vocalist in the PV though? Like his makeup like is freaking crazy in that newer one. I don't know if you've seen it. Like,
I don't know if I posted about it. I don't know if I actually watched it because I'm usually in a rush when I'm posting sometimes.
It legit looks like he used makeup to put a mask of himself on his own face. If that makes sense. Like it's weird. But it's weird, but it's like hypnotizing at the same time because you're trying to figure out like how he did that, you know.
Now I have to see it.
Said La
It's worth it just for
Miel.
that.
There's La Mia, good old puppet band, you know. Jeff, I think I showed them to you and it was like the vocalist looks mad stiff and you were like, yeah, but they have a lot of potential.
I'm always posting Starwave bands, so
Zombie's good too.
Yeah.
Oh, Zombie's fantastic.
Yes. I'm sorry. That was too much excitement.
That band is definitely going places.
That band is the next Pentagon in my opinion. Like in terms of popularity.
They need to maintain their visuals though. Like that is their trademark. They need to keep that trademark.
They just rinse and repeat that for years. As long as they change up the sound. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like look. The look is a trademark. If once they change that, so much is lost.
Yeah, and the best part about that is like you can have exactly one band like that, and anybody else that tries to copy you, everyone's gonna be like, nope.
Bullshit. Yeah.
That's kind of how it was with Roy's for a long time, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's how it is for Kiryu.
Yeah. Poor Angara K bands.
You sigh.
Kiryu keeps like monopolizing the whole fucking Angara K industry. Yeah. Like, I feel bad.
I'm still a pretty big Royce fan. So.
Oh no, yeah, me too. What I meant was like their kind of signature sound.
Yeah.
Like, don't you feel like when you listen to like other bands do that sound now? It's more generally accepted now, but like a few years ago, like that was like Roy's, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so when you heard like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I heard Roy's before I heard Unite, but when I first heard Unite, I was like, isn't this Roy's?
You were like, this is another Kira K band, therefore it is Roy's.
Roy's was too good at that style though. For the longest time, that's all I needed was like Roy's. for that specific style.
Yeah. Sorry, my mom ruined my favorite song by that Royce did. My God, my brain just like
so many songs get ruined for people.
Yeah, it was. She pointed something out during the song that Subaru was doing, and now I can't unhear it. I always hear him doing it, and now I'm like, can't listen to it anymore. At least not very often without me going, why, Mom?
Yeah. All right, let's get back on track with the Gazette, but that was related to a chat question. So but
so I was like, how did we get here?
Asaka just said that the members tweeted that the other songs are on the album are going to be a lot better. So I kind of want to see what they said about that. Like,
if this was the lead track and the other songs are going to be better, what's good, fam?
Well, that's the thing, is it's like it's the PV track, but it doesn't feel like the lead track. It feels like it's going to be a great transition.
It feels
track.
like it's a concept track.
The PV track isn't always the lead track.
Right.
Why?
Like Dogma, like how often do you listen to how often do you listen to Dogma separate and not when you're listening to the entire album Dogma? Like, you know what I mean? Often?
Often.
I can only listen to Dogma in the context of the crazy ass sludgy dubstep intro.
From Mill, yeah.
And while I'm prepared to listen to the entire album. Like that's the only way I can usually listen to Dogma. But it was the lead PV track. That's why that's what I was saying is like I think it's pretty ballsy for them to do that, you know. And they don't have to do that because they're the Gazette, but they're
too good. It doesn't matter anymore for them. They said we can do what we want, and did what they wanted. I'm trying to find this band that somebody suggested to us a long time ago, and I'm never gonna find it.
You know what it is? It is Falling feels like the closest correlation I can bring to it is Falling feels like
Falling in reverse. No, I'm kidding.
Falling like sounds like the idea of the PV for a song like Falling to me is like if Back for Dim they made a PV for Nakihagara. You know what I mean? Like it's in the middle. It's it's a deep song. It's a transition song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe not.
No, I know what you're saying. I just said yeah, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
I just agreed with you and was like, yeah, man, I feel it.
I might be too sleepy at this point to connect anything.
Oh,
my mind was just trying to find the other bands.
Yeah.
But I found it.
My head's full of littler bands. And littler bands, I know so many.
Yeah. Oh, Shiro, there's someone I wanted to talk to you about. It's related to the Gazette and it's related to indie bands. And I wanted to see if you might have noticed this. So you know how the Gazette looks now, right? With Rookie with the short hair?
Yeah.
You know how the Gazette looks for Dogma, right?
I think so. I think I remember that, yeah.
It's like full goth.
Yeah.
And then you know how the Gazette looked for Beautiful Deformity, where Rookie had the yellow highlight hair?
Mm-hmm.
Do all of those looks not remind you of indie band looks that came before it? Like, because they did for me. Like, their new look, their current look.
Yeah.
That was Chisa from back when he was in Dive. Like he had the short.
Yeah.
And then Dogma, it's like pick a goth band, you know, pick a Iraguro band.
Pick a goth band.
And then for Beautiful Deformity, it was like old school Lycaon back in the day.
You're telling me they're low-key like, let's be an indie band every time we release an album, but we're really a major band.
I'm starting to wonder, well, because I bring it up because it's like on the podcast I talk a lot about like the Gazette making things okay for visual K bands to do musically, but I'm starting to think that they're becoming influenced by some of the riskier looks that the indie bands are doing. It's just no evidence for this. It's totally a hypothesis, but I wanted to see what you guys thought.
I personally like a little flair with the looks. So doing a little bit of a riskier look, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
The thing with the hair is really interesting because man, Jeff, you just have to blow our minds and make us think it all comes full circle. Like,
don't forget, Owie kind of looks like Gax right now.
He does? Oh, I didn't get a good look at him.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, let me pull up a.
Everyone is gacked right now. Okay, let's.
Don't get me started on his hair. I have so disappointed with him lately with his hair. I won't go there.
Gacked haircuts have been very questionable. Actually, honestly.
And this isn't just for the chat. Before, I don't want anyone to freak out. This isn't like I'm not claiming the Gazette is copying these people.
Oh yeah, no.
But it's actually more of a compliment that they're trying to adopt risky indie band fashion strategies. I just happened to notice it, and it's like,
yeah, it's really interesting.
Fascinating to me.
They're saying, "Hey, we like this look, and we're gonna use part of that, and we're gonna popularize it," and then they just do that.
Yeah,
I like dive in look, but whatever the fuck they want to be in sound.
Okay, yeah. Give me 1 second while I get my
together.
Yeah, because I've got the image here. I just got to find my. Oh, there it is. The side panel is hiding from me.
Wait, is this a screenshot or is this from the artist photo?
I'm gonna share. It's from our article. It's in our article. That's what I'm sharing.
You're gonna put our article as a link in the chat.
Oh, I can see.
No. I'm gonna screen share. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, I can see Sugizo a little bit.
Okay, can you see the Gazette? Is that what you see right now?
Yes.
Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay,
look in the Hangouts. Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at YouTube like I don't see anything. What do you?
Yeah.
Shisa, kind of a little gack thing going on here. Maybe.
If you look
a certain look.
I think it's because of his color right now. But if you saw the platinum in the music video, you'd see it more.
Yeah.
Well, they look a little different. Rookie doesn't look different, but the others look a little bit different in the music video from this look, I guess. This was from back in the summer.
Yeah.
They all look different.
This is a very indie look. It's hard to see here, but this whole Uruha shaved his whole side of his head. Like
yeah, I can see that.
Me too. No.
Yeah. He copied Winona. Winona is an inspiration for the Gazette.
Nah.
So.
Nah.
Just wanted to.
I won't be an inspiration. Well, wait, what was it? Rada drinks muscle milk. I won't be an inspiration until they all wear Under Armour. Then you know.
Under Armour.
Okay, hey, chat. Tell us your favorite Gazette song and album. Go. And while we're waiting for it, you guys tell us. Winona, go.
Favorite Gazette song. I'm singing all the lyrics to Distress and Coma all day, every day. What's my jam? And I love Stacked Rubbish and Dim and Nil and Dogma and honestly all the albums they released that sound decent. So
okay.
Yeah, like I could just list them out. Like Toxic is okay. Like I enjoyed that album. I know it's the least popular, but I really liked Division, especially like that's probably really good because I reviewed it. But yeah, I'm really excited for this album.
What'd you say, Shiro?
I'm gonna hide away.
Why?
Do you not have an opinion on the Gazette?
No, I haven't listened to them in so long. This is literally the first song I've listened to in like a year or two.
Oh, okay.
What's the last song you've heard from the Gazette?
I do have a favorite song though. I do have a favorite song.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. It doesn't have to be recent. Like anything. Good. Yeah.
Good song. Chizuru is a good song too.
Yeah. And I never know if I pronounce the name of it right. Cassis, I don't know.
Cassis. I always say Cassis.
Yeah, I'm like classic Gazette because I got into them when I was young, so the more older stuff it kind of resonates more because I was younger then. So
when I was young, Toxic coming out,
When I was younger, so old now. I feel so old.
Just gonna
Winona, you
put
make
my
me
hood
feel
up. Just gonna my version of hiding away.
I have 2 different colors. So
I don't have a hoodie to
I've
be
got
weird
orange.
with you guys.
Be weird. This is the normal. You're the weird one, Jeff.
yeah.
You're the only one of us who isn't in a hoodie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot that this live stream was we were cosplaying Acme's newest look with the baggy hoodies.
I got closest. I win the award for wearing an orange hoodie.
I don't get credit for having a 2 different colored one.
It's Rotten Orange. It was called Rotten Orange. It was the latest single from Acme, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You guys should tell us, after you tell us your favorite song and album, you should tell us what you think about Rotten Orange by Acme, because
hoodie and single.
Yeah.
Hoodie and single.
yeah. If you bought the hoodie.
I haven't been able to listen to Acme's new stuff.
Well, I don't think did this single come out already? I think that came out 3 days ago.
The full PV's out. Yeah, it's very recent, but
I haven't listened to any of their newer stuff. I listened to them. There's so many bands I can't keep.
We're trying so hard.
I get lost.
I caught up with the bands in like several all-night sessions. Like I told Jeff, like as I was updating myself, I was like, look at this band, look at that band. He's like, wait, that band's good. That band's interesting. Maybe not that band though. That band's good.
What was the band that we found that was just directly copying Archite? What was that band? Like their look or whatever? Do you remember?
I can't remember. It was on Visual. It was on Viz Unite though, because remember, like I was going through that app, that Yohio ad.
That was so weird. It was like a mix.
There's all these bands that are at the top now. Nowadays, that app is like. It's like the levels are evening out, and Smileberry is ranked #1 right now, which makes more sense. But at the time, NVM was ranked #1, and we looked them up, right? And we were so disappointed.
Yeah,
because they suck. But like,
okay.
I can't remember the day we found that was copying Arch Day. I'm so sorry.
All right, getting back on track before we get dragged back into indie band land again. I love it. It's so funny. It's so funny because it's like on the podcast we keep drifting into talking about the Gazette or Durangray when we're supposed to be talking about a significant indie band. And now we're finally the stream where we're ready to cover the Gazette, and all 3 of us are in indie band mode. And Winona and I are never in full indie band mode.
It's my fault. It's my fault. It's because I'm here.
Oh no, definitely not. It was a concentrated effort on our part, but we went overboard and now we're hooked.
We just always try so hard with the indie bands.
Now you know. Now
you
know my world.
We just need to make a stream where it's like the Gazette and indie bands, and we'll see what we end up going off on instead. Like maybe Navi in the Bleach movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not news right now. Gazette.
We're gonna save that one for the podcast. If we talk about that here, we'll be here for 2 hours.
We will be here for another 2 hours.
I can make it short. I tried getting into Bleach and I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
I got into Bleach, right? And then I hit a wall of filler episodes.
Oh no!
And I was on like episode 200 and something. Oh god! So I was like in there, and I was like, or like 70 something. I just got really deep, and I was like, wow, this sucks. I can't get past Rukia filling out her diary.
That's what happened to Inuyasha. Inuyasha has so many horrible filler episodes.
Okay, just to clarify, because the chat's got question marks in it.
Sorry.
What's going on?
We published an article today that I think we broke the story in English, right? Because
we broke
the story, and then God, that thing got shared everywhere.
Well, it was published on other websites. It just wasn't published on a J-Rock website.
Yeah.
And then when we published it, that shit just went viral in the fandom. And now it's got like likes and shares.
Miyavi has been cast to play Byakuya
Kuchiki.
Yeah, who was
Rukia's older brother.
He was that guy in that thing in Bleach.
He's the guy. He's the guy with the thing on his head. And
didn't he have a number associated with them? And there was like a council or a club that he was in.
A club.
I read the manga like a long time ago.
Club. He was in a squad.
Yeah. So basically, he's been cast as that. It's a live action Bleach movie being made in Japan in Japanese.
Go to VKH and look at the article.
Yeah,
so
go to
we
VKH.
Talk about this for hours on end.
Okay, we have to get back to the Gazette.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
It's okay, Asuka. Just
okay. So back to favorite song and album. So I'll say mine and then I'll come back up to the chat real quick and read theirs because they put a lot. So my favorite song kind of changes and seems to stick with each release. Like I usually just like pick one song and it gets like way stuck with me as like this is the thing I listen to every day for until the next album. So right now it's Ugly. And before it was Inside Beast, and before that it was Derangement, and before that it was like Vortex and Suicide Circus. So it's like, and you can kind of tell like the kind of song that is that I apparently just get really hooked on. Favorite album is definitely going to be Division. I think that album is as someone who understands, as someone who, who has kind of explored EDM and more importantly has watched all of these American bands try and fail so miserably, especially around that time, to mix like rock and EDM together. Like the year before that album came out, Korn put out an album called The Paradigm Shift, where they worked with some of the top, like, dubstep and EDM artists like Skrillex and, Kill the Noise.
Remember that.
Yeah. And they made like dubstep Korn songs, basically.
Wasn't that
and the Gazette
like
and Division stomps all over that album.
Yeah.
So that was like a, one of the, most popular, most,
Division
well-regarded modern metal bands trying that with some of the most popular, more experienced DJs and failing in comparison to like what we got out of them. Yeah, so I think that was a transformative moment for that kind of experimentation.
Division also had like such awesome marketing behind it. Like that the band was excited about it because of how much effort they put behind promoting it in terms of like the tours and like the concerts, like those live DVDs, like when you see the shows, like they like broke. Like,
oh my god, the lives are the Division final DVD
and the t-shirts
is the best concert. It's the best concert I've ever seen on DVD. It's amazing. It looks like they hijacked a dubstep concert and like set it into overdrive and then blew it up at the end, because that's like literally what happened.
It was great. And then some things actually broke because they just went too hard and they were like, and that was I still
did we ever confirm if that was by accident or not?
Nah.
Wait, something actually physically broke?
Yeah, so basically like the way the main concert ends before they do the encore is just it's just such a climactic buildup that it's like they do like Attitude, which is like a dubstep banger, and they just done like Headache Man from Dim and like all these other songs that were just building to this like hard rock mixed with electronic like craziness. And then they did Required Malfunction, which was like more of that. And then when they got off the stage, they like put that on a loop and then accelerated it to a high pitch and then jumped into the ending track, which is like this weird, like really dark, or it's not dark, it's just very metallic kind of electronic music that you wouldn't I've never really heard before. So it's very interesting. Lots of like, you would just have to listen to it, but it's very digital and it's very like, it's pretty badass. Winona, I think you said it's like your exact sound aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
It's called Melt. So basically they did that and it does sound like a lot of metallic stuff. So like they put the screen into like they
yeah,
basically made it look like it was being hacked or like going into overdrive because it was flashing through all the different crazy patterns that they'd done in the concert. And then they were firing off like really huge cannon fireworks.
Oh boy.
And then you know, they were flickering through more crazy images, and then like fire like started to like come up on either side of the drums. It looked like, you know, if you replaced the guitars and the drum set with like a computer, it would look like it was having a meltdown.
Oh my God.
And then there was like one giant boom in the middle, and then the rafters, these giant rafters, they fell. One of them fell and was suspended by two cables like this, and the other one fell and one cable snapped. And I still don't know if this was intentional or not because it worked so well, and it swung all the way down. It was at the level of the drums, but like 20 feet back and swinging back and forth. And then they just kept going. They kept, you know, firing off all these fireworks. And then they finished it with these really cool, like white lights are like shooting everywhere. And like, that's the hardest I've seen the audience cheer at the end of the Gazette concert.
Yeah.
So.
They just blew it out of the water.
That shit was phenomenal, man. Like I still watch that. Like I get giddy just thinking about it.
The hardest concert I ever been to. I've been to a concert where the band actually broke something.
Oh, who was that?
Mixed speakers at Anime USA. We rocked so hard that the lights actually fell out of the ceiling. They actually, in the hallway outside the room, they actually just like, we rocked so hard, they actually fell out of the ceiling.
I remember that. I was there for that.
That was pretty great.
Yeah,
that was a great concert. Rest in peace, Mixed speakers. You know.
Yeah. Don't get me started. I actually appeared on the DVD for that album.
Yeah, Shiro has a gift for appearing on DVDs.
I do.
I do. It's really interesting.
I am very. I don't know if you want to call it lucky or unlucky or whatever. But yes, I do have a habit of that. I appeared on the news in Japan because I went to X Japan's first concert here in America. Oh, and I ended up on the DVD too.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it when I met you for the first time when we hung out and you know all the crazy shenanigans we got into. It's like you just had a way of like going on adventures, man. Like we went on adventures at that con. Like it was really fun.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sunday night. Sunday night was so fun.
I had to leave.
All right.
Okay.
I was gonna say
though, we should go through the chat.
That was getting back at you and Nona for Anime USA when Schwarstein was there, and I had to leave.
Oh. Okay. So looking at the chat.
It's famous. Yes, I'm famous.
Oh yeah, that was because I met Kaya. I'm so sorry.
Yes. I cried all the way home. I cried all the way home.
I had to leave really like.
You said, "Why aren't you here yet? Why aren't you here still?" Because of the party. And I left. Remember, I left Sunday.
Yeah,
really early.
I was still there Sunday, like later, like 3, and then out came the band, and I was like,
Yeah. Okay. Asuka says, let's see. Where's the top part? Asuka says, I can't name a single song. My most played is 13 Stairs, -1. Is that, how do you technically say that? Is it 13 Stairs or 13 Stairs -1 or 12 Stairs?
Hold on. Wait, what am I looking at?
The song
13
name?
Stairs -1.
13
That's
Stairs
the name of this.
-1.
It's literally 13 Stairs -1.
Okay.
Jeff, you
could do the math and call it 12 stairs.
You of all people, Jeff. I made that joke, but you of all people, Jeff, need to know that.
Oh, yeah. I'm bad at math, and even I can figure that out.
Okay. All right. Fine. So I was trying to be all witty and smart, but
So the one called 12 Stairs. That's a great.
Yeah. 12 Stairs is a bit of a letdown. 13 Stairs is just right.
But then they said -1, and I had to wonder what happened.
Yeah. So yeah, 13 Stairs -1 is actually my favorite song to watch on like their live DVDs because they go all in for it. Like it looks like a Tool concert. Like it's crazy.
So much
Maya says Suicide Circus is their favorite song, and Toxic is a favorite album.
Suicide Circus is such a great song. Such a great song.
Yeah, that was very good.
I need my jar of chocolate right now.
You need a jar of chocolate.
Well,
Asuka's first favorite album was Dim.
I need it to stay awake.
Stay awake when I'll bring kitty cuteness if that helps.
Yeah, you can get your peanut butter 109. I'll just read the chat real quick.
Okay, yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna get something then.
Yeah.
See a cat in a box.
Jeff can monologue as.
Yeah, go for it. No, I ate right before this, so I can do this. Yeah.
All
right, cool. So, Asuka also says thoughts on Jilica's new gent. I personally love it, and I hope they keep it up, and I hope it stays like, as interesting and put together as it is without becoming a mess. So they've got a new album coming out or their first full album coming out in August, and so I will be reviewing that for sure. But we will definitely probably talk about them more on another live stream or a future podcast episode because they're very good.
Who's what? I'm sorry. Jilica?
Jilica, yeah.
Yes, I like Jilica.
I still really love how they started out as a modern day version of Deluhi, and then ignited into a crazy version of Nocturnal Bloodlust with their newer stuff. I love it all. It's great. Both sides of it. It's great. Maya says Beautiful Deformity was great too. Man, this is hard. Yeah, it's pretty hard. It really depends. I think a lot of the Gazette's stuff depends on what mood you're in. But yeah.
Yeah. It depends on what mood I'm in. It's depending on what band I listen to in general.
Yeah. There's definitely times I get tired of metal and I go back to Nil and the softer stuff and Stacked Rubbish.
Oshari K.
Huh?
It's my secret Oshari K. That's where I go to.
Oh, I was talking about. Oh, well, I just meant if I was picking something by the Gazette to listen.
Oh, by the Gazette. Well, since I
do like Oshari K. How are you holding up during this Oshari K drought, by the way?
I have to substitute it with old good Oshari.
Yeah.
I mean, LXC.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't get me started. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited. My sister is so excited for it too. She's been a fan of them since she was 9 or 10, and she's 20 now. So almost. Actually, her birthday is that weekend. Her birthday's the 9th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll be there. I'm trying to be there on that Thursday.
Okay.
Whenever I'm allowed to return.
Because, I'm going to be there until Monday. So.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, how they perform in front of the US audience.
Oshari makes a comeback.
Yeah.
Amidst all the darkness.
Oh, I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it, man.
Because we got Viva Rush.
Oh, Viva Rush. I'm a fan of Viva Rush. I don't know how V-Star Promotions keeps picking these great bands to work with, but they are. So
it's kind of like how Shiro keeps getting into adventures.
Yeah.
It's great when I get into adventures with V-Star.
Yeah.
But
Asuka says I got into dubstep from video game trailers. That's actually interesting because a lot of the video game trailer dubstep is electronic rock music, which is stuff we've talked about in the past. It's the DJs that make rock and electronic mixes, but it sounds more electronic-y. So I had used that as a comparison when I was reviewing Crossface new single because they're kind of approaching that.
The games I play would need to have a symphonic metal sound to it.
Oh, okay.
Because I play Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, yeah. Good point. Maya says that Division was too heavy / dark for her. I could. Yeah, I definitely could see some of that throwing off. People with certain taste in music. so I'm kind of hoping that this new album, even though it's even more vicious, I'm kind of hoping for like some songs that are like kind of just really smoothly produced and have some nice like sticky sweet electronic music in the background kind of thing. Yeah, you know, it's just really like just gooey, you know. I don't know how to describe it.
Melty sweet.
Yeah, like
just have melt in the background. Just
what I'm saying is that I want the Gazette's interpretation of Rockstar by Post Malone. Okay.
Stop.
Mochi like, yes, very mochi.
That's what we were hoping for in the first place when we thought that this album would be trapcore straight up.
It could still very well be trapcore.
I really think it will be because of all these elements of promotion. But
if Dogma, the album Dogma, had a song like Bizarre on it that like was like straight deviated from metal to like pounding industrial electronic music, like you know this album's gonna have all kinds of crazy deviations because you're already hearing it, you know.
I'm ready for it.
God, Bizarre was so dope live, by the way. Like,
Don't make me sad.
They were flashing like a white strobe light exactly in time with like the pounding of the electronic sound.
The guy who was in charge of their tour, like I think he was their sound guy and their light, like helped with their light choreography, like their tour manager. Solid dude. Solid guy. Nice dude. Easy to work with. Handled everything beautifully. Made this concert what it was. If he could control making sure that the fans knew all the lyrics in Japanese, he would have. When he came to Filth and the Beauty, everyone was so excited, and then nobody knew the Japanese.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And Ruki held out the microphone like, and then nobody. Oh no! And he just went straight and just went and sang. And then when it came to the English lyrics, he was like, all right, you bitches better know these lyrics.
Yeah. They knew the English. He was like, okay.
He was like, all right. Typical.
I've had a few of those moments happen at concerts. Nothing like failing the band.
It was such an interesting moment to witness.
I feel like
excitement and then just fall.
Yeah, I feel like it was just so instinctual, like for him to do, because he does stuff like that every time they do Filth and the Beauty. It's just like, well, they're fans of us, they'll know it, and it's like
that's how they feel in Japan. But then they came to the US, we were like, oh right, you don't know Japanese.
Oh right, Americans, you don't bother to learn a second language like the rest of us.
Foreigners, and then you just went, all right, hold up, let me adjust
to this. We can make it work. That happened at Big Speakers too. Yeah, he held that. We were supposed to do that. What, like they go, and you were supposed to ha, and we didn't do it, and everyone was like, ah.
I remember for like Versailles, like there were times like when Kamijo would be like, "Good morning, honey." People would just respond, "Good morning," instead of like, "Hello, darling," and it's just like.
At the Kamijo concert in New York, the audience also failed him there.
Oh no!
Pretty funny to watch because he's like, "What?"
That's interesting. That's what was interesting about the Rides and Rebellion concert. And Shira, let me know if you agree with this since you were there. But because they were so new that like they didn't. I don't think they did any of that. But they were also so engaging live. Yes. That everybody I saw in the front, at least, was like hooked into. They were just jumping up and down in time. They were headbanging in time. Like everybody was in sync. It was a weird set of circumstances. You know?
And then Kudo jumping off the stage. And interacting with the front row. He wasn't actually supposed to do that.
Oh, really?
He
just got really excited and just
he did. And then he jumped up on the railing too. So like people had to hold him up and whatnot. So
just had a lot of fun. But also they know their audience because they played a lot of anime covers. And I remember he didn't know You didn't know the Evangelion theme, and I just, you know, just chastised you for it forever after. But like, I was like, bro, they played the Evangelion theme. You're like, what's that?
I know the anime, but I never actually saw it.
Oh,
no, I'm in trouble now too. Don't hurt me.
why am I the only one here?
It's an old anime, to be fair.
It is an older
And
anime.
yet I am the youngest one sitting here.
Oh, oops.
I'm just like, what happened? Where did you say this turn?
I know what anime you're talking about. I just personally haven't watched. I
song
haven't seen
is a
Dragon Ball Z
meme.
either.
But the song's a meme at this point. Like,
it might be older than me. I don't know.
Asuka says there are a few things I'm passionate about, and Gazette is one of them. However, I probably don't sound like it, unlike most fangirls. Maybe I'm just a chill person. I don't know. I'm just going on about the Gazette.
I feel you, Asuka, because
I think there's a difference between being passionate about the band because of their music and then fangirls' motivations for passion. If you're talking about the kind of fangirl in a derogatory sense, which is how I interpreted that. You know?
We're enthusiasts here at VKH Press. We're Gazette enthusiasts. We're enthusiasts of every band we cover.
Yes.
When X Japan finally drops that album, we will do this live as well.
Yeah. It'll be so exciting because, you know, by the time 2025 comes around, I'll have upgraded all of our audio. You know.
2025.
We'll probably have gotten
30s.
We'll probably have gotten copyright permission from like everybody, so we could just play the album. You know,
probably could get Yoshiki on. You know, we'd have like drones. We'd have the Casey Neistat editing kind of.
Yeah,
thing
we'll be
going
best
on
friends with Yoshiki
stream.
by then. Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great when that album finally comes out.
Out this year is all I can say, but no promises. Like X Japan.
I know what they did there. I saw that.
I mean, can they at least just put out like the Yoshiki Marilyn Manson song? Like,
wow, my computer froze right after I said no promises like X Japan. I was like, oh no, they heard me.
Oh yeah. No.
They know now.
Google told them all these things.
What? I didn't catch that.
Google told them everything. Google's listening to every word we say, and they just pay Google.
Yeah, wave hi to the Google man.
Hi, Google.
Dan. How's it going, Dan? How's the wife and kids?
Oh man. All right. Do you guys have anything else to add on the? Let's talk about the album types. I thought that was interesting.
The 4 album types.
Yeah, there's 4 albums. Yeah, 3 of which are limited edition.
Oh wow, 4.
2 of them are boxed limited edition.
Oh.
Yeah,
they're pulling out stops.
They always do.
This is more than I remember, though.
Oh, I've seen quite a few bands do like 4.
No, wait, Jeff. This doesn't hold a candle to what Kamijo did, though. Like, let's not forget.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What episode was that? 9?
9. This was 9.
Yeah, guys, if you want to see like me have a mental breakdown while explaining news, go listen to the Kamijo section of VKH Breakdown episode 9, because I just like break my brain trying to differentiate between the single, the album, all the releases,
and the tours,
and his
birthday event.
It's starting to break.
It was all name sang. Everything was name sang. He looked the heck out of working with Hatsune Miku on that one song.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is that the whole time, it's funny because Jeff didn't believe me when I was like talking about it. He was like, nah, it can't be that bad. And then he found out it was.
Yeah, it was rough. So Someone replied to our tweet that like they were pretty close to getting all of it. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow, you are a dedicated fan.
Yeah. Okay, so the limited edition box A is a CD plus a Blu-ray DVD, and the Blu-ray has the following music video, and then what's crazy is that and it comes in a metallic box.
Yeah,
so that's going to be interesting.
I can see that.
And what's crazy is that the other thing on the DVD,
I don't know, something with a lyric thing, like lyric book,
what,
something like that. The extras in the limited edition box.
It's just a lyric booklet. You know, we just included exactly what they said, so people.
You're like, it's just the lyric. It's the lyrics. The lyrics are the most important part.
Well, I mean, you know, lyric booklet versus lyric insert. You know, it's the Gazette. They might have put pictures on it. You know,
into the CD, in the packaging CD.
Yeah. So the second thing on the Blu-ray disc is the Dai Nippon Itan Geisha book. Oh my God.
Why are you pronouncing words, Jeff? Why are you? Why? What do you mean when you say words?
Dai Nippon Itan Geisha Bodoku Gudo no Sakura live at Yoyogi National Stadium First Gymnasium on March 10th, 2017, including encore part. Here's the thing. That's the if I read that.
Unbutcher what you just did.
Okay, yeah.
Please do.
Okay. All right. So the Blu-ray limited edition A box is gonna include a Blu-ray disc. Wait, first a CD with 12 tracks, then a Blu-ray disc featuring the following music video, and then a clip that will include the encore part of their live at Dai Nippon Itan Geisha. Wait, why is there a Q? No, it's not a Q.
No, it's the whole.
No Sakura. That was live at Yoyogi National Stadium.
All right, now it's time for me to correct something butchered, okay? It's
it includes the encore part. And I read it right. There wasn't the Q.
It's the whole thing, including the encore, not just the encore.
No, I said including the encore. I know it's the whole thing, including the encore.
Okay. Then I heard you wrong. My bad. So,
and the extras are metallic box types. You know, I'm assuming box A and box B have different covers because both of these pretty much have the same thing. The only difference is in limited edition box B, instead of being a Blu-ray disc, it's two DVDs, right?
Oh, okay.
And then I think the first DVD has the music video and making of for falling, and then the second one has the live of Dai Nippon Itan Geisha Bodoku Godon no Sakura live at Yoyogi National Stadium First Gymnasium on March 10th, 2017, including the encore part. Yeah. And then the same extras are in there.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. Like, that's a full live, and that's a new live. That's their 15th anniversary live where they...
That's like 4 or 5 hours of live.
It's a very special live. Like,
I think we covered that live.
Yeah, like they showed a teaser for it. It looks wild. Like, they dropped like all these like fake Sakura leaves or petals like at the beginning and stuff. Like, and it's all old school stuff.
We have a live report of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you the link over Facebook, Jeff, so you can put it in the chat. We have a live report from that 15th anniversary if you're curious.
Yeah, what you're getting into when you buy that DVD. Yeah.
Yeah, Haley is our only person in Japan that does the live reports right now, like consistently, and she always goes and covers Gazette like to a T, and all these other bands to a T. So like, thanks, Haley.
Yeah, thanks, Haley. Yes. Everybody, press F to thank Haley for writing live reports of major, Visual K lives. J-Rock
when she can, because she's so busy.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to look into like what kind of live that is, if you're thinking about getting the limited edition, here's the link to that. Sorry, I didn't even like think when I was reading. It's starting to get late. Asuka says, "Can we talk about the trippy vaporwave trance album cover?"
Yeah.
Which one was that?
It's the one with all the blue and the red, the thing that they're using to promote the album.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that
I
Austin's
honestly,
talking about Ninth. It's marbled.
Yeah.
It's a marbled album cover, liquefied.
Oh,
it's a trend.
The one that literally says like for the image, it's like new album, Ninth, the Gazette, like, and it's red and smeary.
Yeah,
or
I think it's that, because that's what they've liquefied all their images with their marketing for this, and that's something that you see in trap, and that's why I thought it would be trapcore. But because of like the way that they did this,
Shiro, have you seen this? What we're talking about?
I don't even know what this is that they did.
Let me screen share real quick.
Okay.
It looks cool.
Yeah, this is it right here.
Oh.
But the thing that
I don't know what that one was. What that one is. This is for the live tour?
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the live tour. That's their promotional image for the tour.
So that's like Virgin Mary on top of some Catholic Jesus. Is that
Virgin
what that is
Mary
back there?
on top of Virgin Mary.
Isn't that like a Catholic painting of Jesus where he's got the big thing behind him?
Oh, probably the nimbus, a big nimbus around him.
Yeah, maybe.
In art, we call it a nimbus, Jeff.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty wild if that's really the album cover. Like,
that is the album cover. I'm all for it. I'm feeling it. That's a
yeah. I mean, it's a good description from what I've heard.
Nice.
You want to hear something funny? Every time I read falling. Well, I just gave it away.
Pronouncing it wrong.
I just gave it away what I was going to say. But every time I read falling, like new single falling, Crawling by Linkin Park starts playing in my head because I keep thinking of the similarity in the names, and also like I said, the falling gives me like new school, new metal vibes or something like that in certain parts.
Really? Because I got Calling by Vamps.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I got Calling by Vamps.
The ING trend, man. I also had Calling in my head, but it's just one letter away, honestly.
Yeah. It is. It really is. That song is good live, by the way.
Yeah, I missed
Calling
live this time. Did I?
Yeah. You weren't there.
No, I mean, I'm trying to think. Did they go to New York?
Yes, I saw them in New York once. Last year. Yeah, last year.
Saw you there. I can't remember when I've seen Vamps and when I haven't seen Vamps. I've just seen them enough times.
Well, they came. Oh no, not last year. The year before last year, they came to New York. It was like in November, I think. I have the ticket somewhere.
I just remember I was there and like the vocalist of the opening band tried to make a pass at me and I walked away. That's all I remember. I was
let's not name them just to preserve dignity.
I'm not naming them. Obviously, I'm not naming them, but I
don't even remember anymore what the opening. They didn't leave much of an impression on me.
I remember.
Oh, okay. No.
By the way, my mom loved seeing them live.
Vamps.
And she's gone. Yeah, she loved it. It was so cute. Oh, in the last concert, she caught 2 of Kaz's guitar picks and gave one to my little sister, one to me.
Right. Oh, nice.
So nice.
Yeah.
That's such a mom. I would have both.
From what I've seen,
she wanted the rose petals. She wanted to keep the rose petals that he had. Yeah, I threw out. She was like, "I want the rose petals." My mom's so cute. I'm sorry, bragging about my mom.
No, that's sweet. That's good.
She's gone to see During Gray with me too.
She's gone to see it, or she's going?
Yeah, she's gone to see During Gray.
Wow, how'd your mom like During Gray?
I met her mom at a During Gray concert.
Yeah.
Wow.
She said she liked them, but the images on the screen behind them kind of freaked her out a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And she didn't fall asleep. So the fact she didn't fall asleep was already a compliment to them.
Was this during like the Dumb Sparrow tour days?
No, I think it was Ghoul Tour.
Yeah.
Okay, because if it's probably for the best.
Doom Sparrow is just off, like not awful.
No,
That was a really hard tour.
There's a lot of uncomfortable images involving tentacles during that era. You know, that would not have been a good bring mom to concert time.
No, Kyo was actually he behaved fairly well on stage.
Yeah.
He smiled and we were like, whoa.
He did. And he said he loved us. I've never heard Kyo do that before, ever. It was great.
For a vocalist who used to fish hook himself and cut himself and said in interviews or said in an interview when he was younger, you know, definitely come to our show and get ready to have some fun and just expect to get some of my blood on you. He's behaving himself pretty well now.
He is, yeah. He smiled.
It's maturing, you know.
Pointed out at us and said, "I love you. I love you all."
Aww.
And I was I was stood there in shock. I'm like, did I just hear those words from Kyo? Did I really?
Did Kyo come out from the dark corner that he resides in to write lyrics?
Yes, I think he did. I think he did.
Oh, speaking of VK boys looking like K-pop boys, Kyo's a pretty good example of pulling off Visual K with really short hair. But then, like, he also posts like pictures on Instagram that are like him in like some crazy hot fashion thing. You know,
it's just a trendy boy. Okay,
it's just a trendy boy.
Yeah, he likes being trendy.
Yeah.
Oh, my mom.
You know how. I was gonna say Duran Gray fans, but it's more like how the kind of Visual K fans that compare every band to Duran Gray are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my mom also likes Purple Stone, and she wants them to come over.
Oh, that's great. Are they putting out a new? They would do great.
They would. They
would do amazing at a con. They have
to come over.
I really hope they. I don't want to say save. I hope they revive, Osharike.
Yeah.
Save Osharike.
Osharike didn't need saving. It just needs some fresh energy,
blood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but my mom, she loves them. She's always saying how she loves the singer's purple gloves. Every time she hears him, she goes, "I see his purple gloves going like this."
Yeah. Oh man. Shira, since I've got you on here, I wanted to ask you, how does it feel weird at all to you to see Starwave Records signing an Osharike band?
Oh my gosh, Mikan Alice.
Yeah, it feels weird. She's nodding vigorously.
Yes, I was like, what? Because I was like,
goth band signed.
I heard of Mikan Alice before I knew they were on Starwave Records, and when I found that, I was like, what?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Quick clarification for chat. Kyo is the vocalist of Duran Gray.
Yes.
He is in Duran Gray. He also has a side project. Starwave Records is a small indie band that does like a lot of retro throwback Visual K. If you're not sure who they are, like the Sound BHD is on there. Sync Yet was on there, I think. Yeah. And so they're very notorious for like old school traditional like gothic Visual K. Is that just like a lot of the
older Visual K kind of style?
Yeah, you can you could understate that there is a certain expectation for what kind of band is signed to Starwave.
And then there's Mikan Alice.
And then there's Mikan Alice, who is as far as I know, like the first Osharike band in forever to get signed to Starwave, and it's like the weirdest thing because it's like Sound BHD moving around all and then it's and then it's like retro throwback, 90s. We're all in dresses.
And then there's Mikan Alice.
And then there's Mikan Alice. It's Osharike.
It's Mikan Alice, and it's 2006, and it's Osharike.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Oh man.
Yeah, no, that I was like, what? Because when I posted I only found that out when I posted the can't remember if it was the full MV or like the spot, an MV spot for them. And I didn't pay too much attention. I'm like, wait a second, Starwave? What?
Yeah, it's wild. I was talking about it with James because there's Mikanse Alice, which we both like, and then there's
I do too, by the way.
There's Bless This Mess, which we both really like. Their album is really great.
They're a pretty good band. They can go pretty far. They have a lot of potential.
Yeah,
I don't know why I whispered that.
James said on like one of the podcasts, he's like, this is like the first time in forever I'm like anticipating listening to multiple albums from Starwave record bands. Like, it's like, what? you nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it earlier, Shira. We're in a weird period, weird time.
Yeah, it is.
I think the way how we feel about Mikanse Alice being signed to Starwave is how me and Jeff feel about seeing Gotcharoka being signed to Godchild Records.
Oh, Gotcharoka or Gotcharoka? Yeah,
Gotcharoka.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Gotcharoka was signed who?
They're signed to Godchild Records, which is Asagi's label.
Yeah. It's Asagi's label because it's right. Go on to Godchild Records. Like you hear Asagi's voice.
Yeah, Asagi from D, for those of you who aren't familiar.
I've been a fan of D for a while.
Yeah. Just in case anyone in the chat's
lost. Lots of us had been sleeping on D until recently, so that was.
Yeah, I can't think of like two more polar opposite bands to exist on a label together.
Gotcharoka, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow, that's another.
Yeah.
There's some weird things going on.
Asuka says, I made 5 chicken nuggets. Who wants one?
I will have a chicken nugget.
I had too much Taco Bell.
Eventually, when we get enough subscribers, we'll have the super chat feature enabled. And I want to put in a special request to YouTube that just instead of like super chatting us like money, they just super chat us
food.
Like food orders, like link it up to Postmates.
That's great for me as a college student who is constantly
just give me food.
Just give me food.
If you think of me, instead of sending F's for thank you, send food. F is for food.
F is food.
Asuka, press F in the chat to send chicken nuggets to us.
Yeah, send F. Food. Just send food.
Oh my god, my stomach's growling so much I didn't eat anything.
Why? Why would you do this?
Because I didn't get to sleep until like almost 9 o'clock this morning, and then I slept until 3, and then I went out and helped my mom with errands.
That's me over the summer.
Yeah.
When I'm not working. Yeah. Yeah, that's not me at school though.
Yeah. I haven't been to school in so long.
I haven't slept. I've been eating, but I haven't slept.
Oh, I was talking to Jeff Winona. Remember those conversations those ridiculous conversations you used to have at like 5 in the morning? Do you remember those? One time we talked about how Mana's hair was noodly. Do you remember?
I'm trying to remember these things. There's so many things I can't remember.
Yeah, we suddenly went on a rant of how Mana's hair was like noodle. It was so noodly. I don't know why. That happened.
It's like this had to be years ago. Like this was
it was
how it was, just how it existed on his head somehow.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, that like happened at like 5:30 a.m.
Can't even remember. I'm just that tired. I can barely remember the Rides in Rebellion concert when you guys brought it up, and I was like, oh yeah. It's like I was there. I remember that, and I can't remember those little details. Like Kuro jumped into the crowd when that was one of the biggest things that happened, and I'm just like,
I want to tell you, he's short, but he's got some weight to him. I had some trouble helping hold him up.
Aren't they all short? I mean, I'm short.
No, but I didn't expect him to be that like heavy, but muscle. He was. Yeah, it was all muscle. Yeah. But
always more.
Yeah. But yeah, I said something to Jeff about that. Like we used to have these really ridiculous conversations at like
really deep conversations at 5 a.m. about why Visual K was the way it was and why Gact named himself Gact.
That's awesome.
And then
we should have you on one of the podcast episodes, but do it at 5 a.m. so we bring that out of you.
God. Jeff, we recorded our podcast at 3 a.m. one time, and we barely made it through that.
One time, more like every other
time.
Yeah.
There
will be ranting about how Mana's hair is noodling. No. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty funny to be.
Well, while we're off on a tangent, I wanted to bring up one more thing to you, Shiro.
Okay.
And I talked about this on the last podcast, and I think I gave you credit for it as well, because I remember talking to you when we met at the Rides and Rebellion concert, and we were talking about our different favorite bands.
Yes.
And you had said Roy's, and then I had said Arlequin. And you'd said Arlequin reminds you a lot of Roy's. And I was like, I'm not sure I see it, or maybe I see it. I just remember being I'll have to maybe see. And I see it now. I really see it now. It's they're like metal Roy's. I see it. You know? So I just wanted to let you know you were probably correct. You were correct back then, I'm sure, and I just didn't see it. But you definitely predicted that they were going to stay in that direction.
It's probably because I probably might not have made that comparison if I had not listened to Roy's before I ever listened to Arlequin.
Well, there was one song that Arlequin put out called "Omit," and I'm a big Arlequin fan. So yeah. Do you know this? There's a Roy song that it reminds me exactly of off of Core. It's the dancier one that starts with the claps. No, not that. Oh, maybe.
Shiro's better at singing songs on stream than we are.
It's the one
I try, I fail.
It's the one where it starts speeding up. Because that's where the clapping was.
No, it was just in the beginning. It was clapping in time with this really high pitched squeaky synth music. It was dun 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 dun, and then it jumps into a guitar solo thing. It's the one where there's a breakdown and the vocals is going sa whoa, sa whoa. Do you remember that at all? Maybe not. No,
not the way you did it.
No, I can't think of
everything, man.
Okay, hold on. I own Core. So, wait, are we talking about the Arlequin song, or are we talking about the Royce song?
We're talking about what Omit sounds like.
Oh, Omit. Okay, I'm gonna.
Hey, chat. What does Omit sound like?
What does Omit sound like?
Chat, do you guys like Arlequin and Royce, or are you just impatiently waiting for us to get back to the Gazette?
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. This is how they're supposed to go. They can just be about anything.
I think. I don't remember. Someone mentioned Arlequin earlier, so
that's how we get on these tangents anyway.
Okay, so iTunes is an opening for me.
Sasayaki Yujo, I think.
Sasayaki Yujo.
It's the track after Final. It's this really dancey track.
Let's teach Jeff how to pronounce Japanese words.
Hold on.
Stop bullying me about it.
I have to.
Not that I'm any better, but
I can't. Yeah, iTunes isn't popping up for some stupid reasons. So.
I have my phone here. I have Apple Music. What am I looking at?
Okay.
Look for Core by Royce, and
I feel like Royce would be on Apple Music.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I think I know which one you're talking about, but I want to make sure.
And my trash just fell.
Oh no!
Because it's midnight Milky Way.
Okay, that's not working. Hold on. What of it? Okay, hold on. I probably need this.
Nothing.
As we do multiple things.
Yeah.
Rants are fun.
Wow, Asuka sent us a lot of chicken nuggets.
Yay, chicken nuggets!
Thank you.
I wish they were real. I wish I could eat them.
Yummy. I don't know why it's not coming up. iTunes, why don't you like me? You know what? You know what? I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. Where's my iPod? Where is it? What?
Maya didn't like Core. Come on, Maya.
Oh,
I loved Core.
I love Core too. I was so happy. I got the special edition for it, and I got I got the 2 trading cards I wanted.
That was like the ultimate experiment of Kira Kira K. Is can Kira Kira K sound hard and still be Kira Kira K? And the answer is yes if you're Royce. Like
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. 1 second. I'm going to unplug my headphones and plug them into my iPod. I don't know why iTunes is being mean. Google Chrome don't like it.
Oh man. Well, while you're doing that, we can talk about the tour.
Yeah, I pulled one earplug
okay.
out too. So.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Oh, Harlequin. See.
Very nice.
Utopia was good. I like Utopia. Wait.
Okay. So. Winona, you had said that the tours are split up as they're being called phenomenons, or is that just the name of this first tour? I see the
it's phases. They're phases, but this one's called Phenomenon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I honestly I like rushed to add in the tour dates when I saw that we didn't add in the tour dates article, and I was like, and then yeah, but this one's called Phenomenon, and their first live is on my birthday. Me and Shiro's birthday, and we can't go.
Yes, same birthday as Kamisha.
Yeah. Just you know, I'm just gonna sit there and be like, great, cool. Tour starts on my birthday. Can't go.
One of these days we will get Kamisha to say happy birthday back to us.
Maybe. I feel like it's not gonna happen. But
so when do we think the next live is, or the next the
next live after that is July 20th.
The next world tour. I mean,
phase. Well, this is their tour 18 live tour, so I imagine phase 2 is gonna be that. I feel like it's gonna be that based on the past patterns of Project Dark Age and stuff. Since like they're going into releasing the album and they're already setting up their live tour. The next thing is to set up a world tour, because they've had heavy aspirations to go on a world tour after, like, while they were in the middle of that world tour. They were like, yeah, we want to come back to everywhere. Like, I think even in our interview, they were like, yeah, we just want to like see our fans, and like some of my contacts, they're like, yeah, we definitely want to come back. Like, it's just about them having the right market and the right promoters to make sure they sell out.
Right, yeah.
Because I feel very passionate about the fact they didn't sell out last time in New York when it totally could have happened.
Maybe this time I could see them. That's why that's why I didn't see them. I was told it was sold out. I was told it was sold out.
It was not sold out.
Well, maybe you'll get a better first impression. Like, they'll have like an even bigger budget, because you know they only could do so much, like with the venues they visited. It wasn't like blown out and like decorated and everything. Like,
they didn't have their theatrics and stuff.
Yeah,
they couldn't really afford to bring all that over. Honestly,
Rookie brought his lantern with him so he could kiss it during Ominous.
And he hid it in his suitcase and like smuggled it over. Like, but like from what I understand is that like they stayed in like president's suites and shit like that when they stayed in hotels. So yeah.
Okay. I know what you were saying about the two songs. I was thinking of Royce's other album. I was thinking of a completely different album, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. I've actually got links in them, so I'll just send them to the chat so they know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, I see.
Let's see. Yeah, so what we were talking about with Roy's and Arlequin, I was just saying Arlequin sounds like the metal version of Roy's, and these were the two songs that tipped me off. So track 7 on Roy's album Core, which is called Winona or Shiro, can you pronounce it correctly for me? Japanese.
Jeff doesn't want to be bullied. I'm not bullying you, Jeff. I'm not bullying you. Bullying is wrong.
It's tough love. It's tough love.
You ask me when I exit.
Oh, when you
Asayaki Hime. Oh, I can't even read that last part. Yujo? Is it Yujo? Hold on, I can't tell. Yeah, it's
in English. It's why
Sasayaki Hime Yujo. Sasayaki Hime Yujo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I am pulling up right now, even though I just accidentally closed it. Everything is in Japanese, so nothing shows up properly on the search results.
When you go to search cloud on YouTube says
Harlequin cranks out singles like a motherfucker, so I gotta scroll load all the way down. Okay, here it is. And here's the other one. That's our PV.
Okay.
Just for context, just so everybody's up to speed.
Cool.
Maya says Lilia was my jam for a while, minus all the screamos. That's not Subaru's strong point. He sounded like a cat.
Wait, what?
I don't know about that.
Oh, I see.
Where was that?
In the chat.
In the chat.
Oh.
Asuka says they should have made the release date on June 9th. That would have been on Uraha's birthday.
Then it would also have been on the 9th.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would have been.
I agree with Maya.
I think we should tweet. You guys should tweet at the Gazette and tell them to change it to the 9th.
That's
the 9th of any month.
We'll be like the only fans telling to. Is that pushing it back or pushing it forward? I forget what the release date is.
I think if we push it back by a week or two, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would be down.
A1.
The only other thing I wanted to say about the live tours and stuff is like obviously eventually we'll get a DVD and all that, and so we'll get to see what the tour final looks like and stuff. And if this album is anything like how that PV suggests, or like how that how the song sounds, it's gonna be like I feel like it's gonna be like the Division album, or the Division live, but instead of like crazy, it's gonna be like lit or dank. Like it's just gonna be like super trippy, when the electronic music is playing, and then like all the trippy colors and stuff are gonna like turn into crazy static when it gets heavy and stuff like that. So, I would be very interesting to see. They always try to outdo themselves with their lives. Like the Dogma live was batshit crazy. They had a whole thing in the beginning where they came out. When the chiming in Dogma started, like all of the band members except for Kai, like they came up in these 4 platforms that were arranged in a square in the middle of the audience, not in the stage, and they all had lights on them and stuff. And then Kai's drum set rose up on like this like stilt thing that like looks like what some of the guys in Slipknot use, like those contraptions and shit. And so it's like a whole thing. So they always keep trying to outdo themselves and stuff.
I would just like to see them once. That is it. They don't need to bring the theatrics. I just want to see them once.
Yeah. I would like to go to Japan.
Theatrics in any other country.
Oh, sorry. Say that again.
I don't think they can afford to carry all the theatrics with them to any other country, and I don't really think they can carry explosives with them.
Probably not.
So,
yeah, I I would like to probably, just because I don't think they'll ever do it on a live tour unless someone really petitions them. But I would like to go to Japan and see like a final or just like a pretty big live there, just so I can experience that really old school song they play live. It's called Kanto Dogeza Kumiai or something. Kumiyami. Kanto Dogeza, like for short. That's how they say it. It's like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or if the chat's familiar with it, but it's like one of their oldest songs. It's like on their second single or something. And when it came out, it was just this crazy, goofy, don't give a fuck, like kind of heavy song, but like heavy in the way that Indie Gazette was heavy, which is just like really weird and goofy. Mm-hmm. But they've evolved it over time into this like
slick,
catchy and engaging like encore ender that goes on for like 15 or 20 minutes. And the song title, to give you an idea of what is going on in the crowd, the song title translates to Canto Prostrate Union. So it's all of these fans, they're either on their knees or like holding hands in circles or leaning over rails and just like crazily headbanging, like as crazy as possible. And then like during the chorus or whatever, it's just there's just like this rapid drumming that Kai does that like leads right up to like this. It's just like these quick guitar chords with like these quick drumming in between, and it's like this perfect opportunity for you to like jump in time. Like, and then at the end of each part of the chorus, like the entire stadium jumps up at the same time. It's like, it's a sight to behold. They figured out how to get an entire stadium jumping in unison. When it works, it works. So,
what it's I love it when things like that happen at concerts. It all comes together.
Yeah,
it's really good. Those are great moments.
Yeah, because that's one of those bands that has like 3 encores because they can. So they kind of gotta be able to get the stadium jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, it's getting pretty late, and I think we took care of anything or of everything, covered anything and everything. Maybe chat, if you have any other questions to ask us, we do one last round of questions and then we'll sign off. I was holding out to see if maybe there was going to be another announcement like post midnight. We had a hunch maybe they might like reveal a track list or something like that. Just because like the sudden rate at which it came out, like
the velocity at which they announced things today caught us all the way off guard. We were like, maybe?
Yeah.
Sadly, it is way past midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's a Friday night.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So.
What does this say about us to be sitting in here doing a live stream on a Friday night?
It means we're the most dedicated website covering J-Rock on the internet. What do you think it says?
Well, yeah, who needs to go out?
I'm planting my flag in the sand. I'm claiming it for us right now.
Really, all I would have done is just published all the articles I have in drafts, which is a lot.
I would have finished the 2 or 3 posts for the week that I have, and then played Final Fantasy.
Kaden, you probably do know more Japanese than me. Everyone knows more Japanese than me. So I am going to start learning Japanese next week. So Winona, can you be like my practice buddy after I take some classes?
Got you, fam.
Okay.
However, I will roast you. The practice comes with roasts.
I need to start working on mine a little more.
I just need to learn how
to say more. My pronunciation's pretty good.
I just need to talk words.
Yeah.
Speak sentence.
Talk words.
I need to talk words, talk and have
a conversation partner. You need a conversation.
I just need to speak words. I need to get used to speaking words. I can read and understand. I can't talk, and that's why my Japanese So
No, I'm the same way. It was getting to the point where I could read kanji better than I could speak the words out loud. That's really sad when that happens, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. Maya says, which Final Fantasy, Shiro?
Oh, I play Final Fantasy 14, which is an MMORPG.
The one that Gact has all the rights to right now.
No, I actually own. Actually, I have. Hold on, it's right here. Ooh, it's kind of dusty. Ta-da! I have an original Final Fantasy 7. Actually, I have 2, and wow. I have Dirge of Cerberus. I have Crisis Core.
I love that game.
Yes, I bought a PSP specifically so I could play Crisis Core. So, and I play 9. And I own some Dissidia. Yes, I play. I've not played 15. No, I have not played 15 yet. I wanted to. I'm holding out for the remake of 7. I need that remake.
If that happens,
I know I need that remake. They tease you by they tease you with letting a little. No, it's the first. It wasn't in the first one.
Yeah, I played the hell out of the first one. I played the hell out of Final Fantasy 15 when that came out.
Which one?
Kaden just mentioned that in the chat.
She heard that. Oh yeah, I got lost. What? Who's my favorite? Which one's my favorite?
Which game?
Which game?
Yeah. Probably 14, right?
Yes. Well, no, actually, no. It's 7. I'm very attached to 14 because you can make your own character. So you can kind of give your character its own little personality, even though the main story line goes a specific way. Mm-hmm. And in 14, they have multiple choice answers that you can give in certain quests.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Asuka said something interesting up here. This was the kind of juicy question I was looking for, actually. A lot of fans aren't happy with their sound and calling it having no passion and stuff. That makes me sad. She's seeing it in like fans in the comment sections of unofficial uploads of the PV on YouTube. I think that's interesting for a few reasons. I would. The thing is, like, nothing about that song sounds lacking in passion to me.
The song is she's talking about falling, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not lacking.
Yeah, I'm seeing some things. She's talking about falling. I'm seeing some things. I'm seeing Gaze Rock is dead.
Wow.
But it's yeah, okay. She just said falling. Yeah. Here's what I think. First of all, I don't think they think it's. I know the kinds of criticisms that come to the Gazette, and I know like the more valid ones, and then I know like the more what I think are the more invalid ones, like the people that compare every band and their brother to Duran Gray. I feel like this is going to be the kind of thing where it's like, this doesn't sound like the Gazette, or this doesn't sound passionate or like Visual K. And what they mean is that the songs sound too Western influenced, in that it's like, it's metalcore in certain parts, sounds new metally in certain parts, it sounds, and then there's like, EDM in certain parts, and it's not, more, I don't know, traditional or passionate or whatever their traditional version of passionate is, which I'm assuming is dim. I don't know. I'll have to listen to the full album and see, because I can usually like see what the critiques are going to be coming, and some of them like, you know, are valid, some of them aren't. Like Dogma, for example, like some people kind of accused Dogma of being like a mini album that got bullied into being a full album, you know, and then the 2 extra singles, like that could have been just one album or something like that. And I agree and disagree, because just based on the way that the Gazette experiments with stuff, their albums are kind of intentionally come off seeming not quite like complete packaged albums over the last few years. But it's like a less extreme version of why most of Miyavi's albums don't feel like complete albums, is because they're constantly experimenting and evolving. So you're only going to see so much of a complete package when you're changing your style all the time. I think this is the first time in a while where it's a really good, it seems like really good ratio of old and new. I'm sure the PV threw off a lot of people though, because if I got top 40 vibes from it, and I don't really care about top 40 things looking like top 40 or sounding like top 40 or whatever, then people that hate top 40 probably got vibes from it, you know? Like, I don't know. I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. I didn't hear a lack of passion in it, but there's a lot of that going around, not just with the Gazette. I've seen that's just going around for so many bands. It's I think it's just a trend.
It's always a trend, and not to generalize, but I can't help but notice that a lot of the people that will critique bands for sounding more Western or modern or just non cliche visual K, they always happen to have like a small handful of indie bands that they adore who are directly copying the bands that they're criticizing. So it's like they can't stand Duran Gray, but they love the band that's like that copied one of their songs, or they can't stand the Gazette, but they love this band that mixed EDM and rock the exact same way. You know,
I'm getting deja vu from this conversation because we literally talked about this before.
Did we talk about it live?
I think so.
I don't know if we did. But...
I feel like we did. It's just so many conversations.
Yeah.
She couldn't hear.
Well, we're cranking out so much content. I don't think.
So much content, Jeff. So much
content. Millions and billions of fans. You know.
So many. Oh man, what do we got? We got like 7 billion watchers.
7 billion. Oh my god.
Maya says, you know, they're haters when they didn't hear the whole album yet and they already have something negative to say.
Oh, don't get me started.
This album's gonna come out and just blow everybody out of the water.
Like, honey, your fave has the same hair as Rookie back in the day. That's Mommy Retta right now.
Dang.
What was it I told you, Winona? I said that I don't know if you guys are familiar with the American metal band Motionless in White, but I said that this new song, like that Falling, the PV and the song are basically what Motionless in White like aspires to be in their wildest dreams.
Yes. Yes.
So I can see people drawing similarities to, if I can make that connection, but I still be able to be like, yeah, but it's like better and not misguided. Like you could argue the last Motionless in White album was, it's like, like if it reminds me of a little bit of Distress and Coma at one point, who else ever did a song like Distress and Coma? And now it's like in metal form. And if it reminds me of new metal at one point, who's doing new metal right now? And then if it sounds, kind of like, I don't know, poppy and produced for 10 seconds, then it goes back into a breakdown. I don't know. It's not necessarily a song that I think people are going to like adore, in the long run, but like, that's because I think it's going to be a song that you're going to listen to in the context of the whole album. So, but yeah, I don't know. Asuka is like, I'm okay, or I'm like, okay, to some, it's not dark enough, not dim like or dogma like, and to others, it's not new enough. Yeah.
I can see how they're saying it's not new enough because I literally just said it's everything they'd ever been working on, rehashed and like blown up a million times. But it's done so well that it's okay. It's not like they did those exact moves, like the exact moves that they did previously, and just left it like that. Like,
well,
it
is being done with. If I think about it, like it is being done with like new stuff in it. Like this, there was a lot of 2018 musical elements in there from both metal and from the EDM side. Like the guitars, like the breakdowns and stuff, they were really tight. And they were tight like the August Burns Red album from last year, you know, or that one song, Invisible Enemy. Which was like nominated for a Grammy or won the Grammy. I don't remember which one. But that was like a breakout metal song, and that's a very modern metal sound. And that kind of reminded me of that with like some of their like quick breakdowns and stuff they did. And then the EDM is very like legit electronic music. Like it's like Rookie really knows what he's doing with that. Like it's not just, I just threw some random dubstep in the background. And the fact that they change it to different things and that like, you know, it's like electronic music and then it's imitating like other sounds like symphonic sounds and stuff, like that's all very experimental, like very, very modern, you know, in addition to like throwbacks to good old stuff. So I mean, where I'm heading with this is that I really think we're about to reach that point that Miyavi hit like a few years ago, where it's like the people that keep wanting him to go back to old stuff are gonna like go away, and everybody else is gonna know what they're getting into. You know, I don't think it's gonna be as extreme. Like I think Miyavi was is pretty polarizing. I think, you know, like. Because it wasn't just like I went from one genre sound to another. It was also I went from visual K to not visual K, basically, and stuff like that. So, but I think there's going to be like a more mild version of that. Like if they didn't get scared off by Dogma after, like I feel like Dogma was like such a big like fu to like, you know, people that were wanting them to go back to dim, you know, or like not a fu but like a troll move, because it was like because they were like. They put out ominous and they're like, like dim, right? And then the album dropped and it was like, wrong, heavier than dim. It's like, no.
You're wrong, heavier than dim.
That was just, I just remember hearing that. And they went out of their way to put a dubstep intro in it. It's like, I was like, this album was designed to piss off someone, to raise the expectations and then crush somebody, like a certain critic. Like
which
that,
album?
like, Dogma.
Oh yeah.
Like when it was like, it's gonna be like dim. It's gonna be like dim.
They knew people wanted dim and said, "Nah, it ain't dim."
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I find that pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I find that pretty great.
It's pretty hilarious. I remember that, and people were so hurt. So you know, they were so salty about it. I remember seeing like a user review on one of those like user aggregate review sites or whatever, and it was like, my heart sank the second I heard the dubstep intro. I was like, yeah, that was meant for you, buddy.
Yeah, it was meant for you, buddy.
Oh man.
Someone is always going to be upset with art.
It's art.
Yeah. Someone's always going to be displeased that they didn't get what they want or something like that. They can't please everybody. At the end of the
day, the Gazette is just a group of artists who are just expressing themselves for themselves. And they literally said that in the interview too. Like in our interview with them, they literally said, we just happen to make music that everyone likes. And that's kind of cool. Like, that's literally what they said. Like, at the end of the day, they're making it for them. Yeah. If you like it, dope. If you don't.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Someone's always going to be disappointed, displeased, and angry at some point at them. Yeah. Unless you're lucky and you're like, I like it all. Which.
I think, and I kind of already do this to an extent. I think this band is going to end up being like, or I think it should end up being like one of the big case studies for like the perfect
visual
combination of influences, musical influences, to like just burgeon into a band. Maybe not like those exact influences, but like the way and the number of influences and stuff. Cause it's like, you know, they were obviously influenced by like Slipknot and like Mudvayne, especially Mudvayne. And you know, for like some of their earlier like stuff like Filth and the Beauty and things like that. And then, you know, they're influenced by all kinds of like different genres outside of rock. You know, they found like the ideal ratio to put them together. They were able to still retain a rock sound without making the other sounds come off as cheap, you know. And they were able to cycle through them all rapidly with what seems like a formula for building albums that can be used as a skeleton to apply to experimenting with any different genre you want. So I think that's pretty cool. And I think some people probably don't see that as like super artistic. Like they might see it as like maybe a little bit too formulaic or something. But to me, it's like the difference between like being someone who likes to look at cool graphic design images and someone who likes to look at painting, you know. It's like Duran Gray's the painting, the Gazette's the, you know, the computer drawn graphic design.
Jeff is talking about me here.
No.
I like looking at paintings and graphic design. What you trying to say, bruh?
Yeah. Well,
I like looking at
that's
them
interesting
too.
because you also like the Gazette and Duran Gray, right?
Yeah.
I also like looking at them both too.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. But oh crap! I forgot what I was gonna say.
I have both a classic artistic background and a digital artistic future.
Oh man, I was gonna say something. It was good. Now I forgot what it was.
Now you know what it's like. It's like the people who feel some type of way about the Gazette's direction right now are like the people who want Hyde to go back, who want Vamps to be Larkin CL 2.0.
No, Vamps
it's kind of
Vamps.
It's a separate thing, but
because I don't know who looks at Vamps. I don't know who looks at Vamps and says they'd make a good Larkin CL.
No, there's nothing remotely close.
Vamps is like created to keep Larkin CL pure.
Yeah,
the rainbow and family friendly.
Vamps is Hyde's guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
literally, yes. That's what Vamps is.
I mean, do you want me to pull out my Underworld tour shirt?
Do you want me to pull out anything?
With the extra ass like busty vampire girls covered in tattoos.
Bloodsuckers has that too, and then like all their album covers has like naked women on it somewhere. Like there's a naked woman somewhere on their album covers, except for Beast and Sex, Blood, Rock and Roll.
Sex, Blood, Rock and Roll.
Like they're old ones too, which is really kind of funny. So I'm just like, all right, that's what we doing. All right.
Yeah, no. Larkin CL's nothing like Vamps. So
Larkin CL. Larkin CL is the family-friendly Annie-song band that will have one live every 3 years.
Yeah.
Ready? I'm sorry, I got Ready, Steady, Go stuck in my head.
Link. What was it? Link. Driver's High is a great song.
Yeah. All right. Asuka says, I think it's done in the context of the song theme being about past and future stuff. Mm-hmm. So the rehash isn't really that much of a rehash as much as it is a very Gazette song.
It's a very conceptual.
Like can't
song.
Get more Gazette. Like
Gazette.
I get what you mean.
Because it's
like
concept, right? Because like the fact that they're rehashing, they're like taking all the things that they'd ever done in their past and like making it out to lay out their future. That's like the highest form of art concept that you can get, with the lyrics talking about looking at their past and wanting to kill it, but at the same time needing it in order to move forward.
Right.
And then the PV highly illustrating the concept of past and present and having to look forward into the future without killing yourself.
Right. this brings to mind Beautiful Deformity, which was literally like a exploration of mixing and matching and mashing up different types of songs that they've done, you know, like what's the one I use all the time? Karasu was like the Social Riot Machines mixed with Cockroach, and then like that one with the Japanese name at the end that I never remember was
they typed it in the chat and then it got lost in the chat.
Sorry. Yeah, I totally forgot it. That was like a mixture of like those headbanger songs that I mentioned earlier and those like snappy outro songs that I mentioned earlier. You know, Inside Beast was like their dubstep experimentation blown all the way out. You know, Last Heaven was their light music blown all the way out, you know, stuff like that. But the difference between that and this is that one was all like past stuff. This one like leaves room for like current day influences and stuff. So I think that's gonna like, I don't think it's gonna get as much hate as Beautiful Deformity did.
Titles in the chat again. Kuroku Sunda Sorato
Sorry, yeah.
Kataba. It's just such a long title, no one can remember it, and we're just like, yo, so Kuroku Sunda, right?
I'm just proud of myself. I could pronounce it all.
Yeah.
And you, Jeff?
Maya said, sorry, what? I'm just reading the chat.
Maya said, I just want more.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. What is it? Oh, Maya says, what's up with these PVs, Dadaroma? What's good? It's all good. It's mostly good.
It's mostly good in this here hood. You know what I'm saying, as I say and struggle to pull up my hood.
It was a little shaky from masturbation to
my masturbation.
I just said it and like unconsciously was like, am I saying something dirty right now? I shouldn't be on live stream. And
on
like,
YouTube?
Yeah.
You said bad words on YouTube, and
I said the M word,
and it'll be for 18-year-olds only.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. YouTube man. I didn't mean it. Anyway, they've been a little shaky the last few PVs, which is like they were just experimenting, so it wasn't like as much them. But I've been listening to their new mini album, which is called This Is Live, and it appears to be a bunch of songs that they've been performing live for a while. At least some of the tracks are, but like redone in their current latest style and technology. It sounds very Dadaroma. It reminds me a lot of like influences from like a lot of different dope bands. Like I get, but like with Dadaroma's like style applied over it. So like they have a song called The Kinky on there, and they've got this whole kinky themed PV for it, and it's super wild and trashy. Being
hypersexualized and trashy, and
yeah, they're hot trash, you know. But I mean it as a compliment, you know.
Obviously, clearly, yeah.
Yeah. Carnage pop. I still go with that. Which was what someone on YouTubers React called Visual K after seeing the Dadaroma.
I hate to interrupt, but I need to go use.
No, go for it.
We've been going for a long time, Jeff. This is about to be another 6-hour stream.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll wrap up when you get back. I'm just catching up on the chat.
In 3 hours.
It's been 3 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. You getting tired?
Yeah.
Okay.
My disappearance, you know.
Okay, you lie down for a second, and then we will all say goodbye when Shiro gets back. I will read the chat real quick. Catch up.
I slept for 3 hours, Jeff. 3. Split. I slept for like an hour. Then I took a 2-hour nap.
I didn't take a nap, and I had 2 hours of sleep last night.
You're like, fam, let's get this news up, like right now. And I was like, oh no, I have homework. And like that was my life, and that was why I was 2.5 hours late to my 3-hour class.
Guys, pray for Winona. She's really tired and sleep deprived. One like on the video equals one prayer, which is one guaranteed hour of sleep for Winona.
Follow us on Twitter. Listen to our mixtape on SoundCloud. It's fire.
Maya says, Dan, the FBI guy, is still watching too. Oh, yeah. The FBI man is my guardian angel.
Dan, if you're watching this. You gotta
blow a kiss goodnight to the FBI man.
Dan, if you're watching this, please send food quiz and food.
Yeah.
Some Mucinex if you have any. Wow, I look puny.
I mentioned the Dataroma song in context on Gazette, trying to just do what they want. Yeah, because Dataroma kind of has this really special, or they just have this really good, slick, hard metalcore sound with like some symphonic stuff, and they know how to do electronic stuff. So they can just kind of apply that to everything. So that's why they have jazzy metalcore, you know. And, you know, they have songs that sound vaguely influenced by Duran Gray, but they don't sound like Duran Gray. They have songs that sound fairly influenced by the Gazette, but they don't quite sound like the Gazette. So they can play around with a lot of different inspirations and get away with it. So.
How is everyone so energized right now? What am I missing? The chat is like, somehow my tiredness went away. And I'm like, what's wrong with me?
Chat, be honest. Have you been sapping Winona's energy through the internet?
Have you been sleeping all day? Everyone else has been. Jeff has supplements that I'm not allowed to take.
You can't take caffeine?
No. If I have caffeine, then that's an unfair advantage in the eyes of NCAA. And then
what did I miss?
And then that I get a strike. It's like I may as well be doping.
Winona's tired, and she's amazed that the chat is like fully awake.
Alive.
I was gonna say their tiredness is gone. Apparently, it's due to chicken nuggets. So,
chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I just have chocolate and water, and
I should have. I have.
Caden says fruity pebbles.
I have this.
Oh my god.
I have these.
Oh man. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. I think. Thanks for hanging out with us this long. It's been fun.
Yeah,
it's been fun for sure.
Oh,
you guys are like the OGs of the live chat. You know, like you're gonna
better than me. Shit. I can't make it.
We gotta do something for you guys, like when it grows and stuff, because you guys were here from the get go. Oh, you know what idea I had was like, if we ever decide to get a Discord server, we can make these guys moderators on it.
I'm on Discord all the time.
I was gonna say that.
Is Discord good?
Yes, Discord is very easy to navigate.
Okay.
Yeah,
better than Zero. A++.
Yeah, I've used TeamSpeak. I've used all them the chat programs.
I use GroupMe. I use Teamworks. I use Line. I use Facebook Messenger.
I use Line. Yeah, I use Line. Oh my god, I'm always online. Line is like the best
online.
Yeah.
But I'm hardly online, but I'm always online.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're so tired. Your soul is bonded to the internet, you know.
My soul is bonded to making bad puns later.
Also that. All right. Well, with all that, I'll make a note about the Discord thing. It's good to know.
I didn't make enough puns either.
If we had more puns, I would have been alive right now. That would have been my life.
Jeff didn't give us room to make puns.
Yeah, sorry.
Thanks, guys.
I had a lot to blurt out.
Everyone's telling me take care. At least Oscar's telling me take care. Thanks, man.
No.
Pam. Homie.
All right. One more thing, guys. We're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow night. Our regular Saturday night live stream. If you want to sit it out, it's okay.
I made a commitment.
Okay.
And I have to come through, fam.
We'll hop right off after this. So, like, we won't talk after like we normally do and goof around and stuff. We gotta go right to bed. You gotta be responsible adults.
Wow. Are you just saying that so we can have a good reputation on the internet when really we're gonna do
exactly that? Yeah.
I'm still gonna be awake too, so
yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, look for an article like tomorrow morning with the topic, or if you're subscribed, it'll show up.
What is the topic?
Scheduled with a time.
We should say it here. What's the topic?
We should say it here.
You got a topic?
If it's something I know about, I might show up again.
I had an idea for I wanted us to like kind of brainstorm. We could brainstorm like individually beforehand, and then come together and create like a list of bands that would be like and PVs like YouTube available PVs that would be like a crash course in Visual K for if someone wanted to show their friends what Visual K was.
Oh, smart. I like that.
Like that?
I'd have to pull together my list. I have my playlist of bands to follow in 2018.
Like someone who knows nothing about Japan, nothing about anime, but you know, is aware that rock and metal exists. Maybe
I wish Moi Dismois had a PV. I wish they did. They have no music videos.
No, they don't.
Well, we can do links to
makes me sad too.
Spotify, iTunes, all that. And then we can post it as an article.
I wish Moi Dismois were on iTunes. They aren't on iTunes. The only thing they made was a Twitter, and that's the most technological advancement they ever made.
Yeah.
What time do you want to do tomorrow? I love how we're doing this live. It's good though, because like everybody's here. So
everyone's gonna know. This is everybody. What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Well, okay, they're my everybody. You know, to me, you guys are my everything and my everybody in the chat.
I have no love. The only ones who like my tweets on Twitter, I'm not kidding. The only ones who like my tweets on Twitter are the band men themselves. I'm like,
my list is on my personal YouTube. I'd have to publicize it. I'll make a thing. I'll make a thing later. Well, it'll probably be in our next podcast because now I made the promise that I'd make a thing. Jeff also said he would make a thing.
Oh,
we all have to make things.
We could just like move our personal like playlists that we've curated over. You know,
we should put them on VKH.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bands to follow. Okay, yeah, let's do that thing. That's easy for me to do. I just have to go back through my little blue notebook.
Yeah, I
just have bands I like.
Yeah, no, that's what that is. You could just call it Shiro's list, and we could. It
would be a Jeff list, a Winona list, a Shiro list, and then a James list. And I'm sure everyone's gonna follow the James and Jeff list, and I'm gonna just float through with my lists all late.
I feel legit. I have a list.
Yeah, we'll have lists. And then some bands will come through and be like, "Why aren't I on the list though?" And we'll be like, "'Cause you're not." We don't like your music, and then just walk away.
Mine's gonna have so many little bands in it. Oh my god.
That's the idea. It's gonna be a bunch of bands that people don't know that they should follow, so that they know VK isn't dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what time do you guys want to do?
Maya wants to know your Twitter handle, Shiro, and also Jeff. I think we should do like 8:30 p.m., 8 p.m.
Yeah. Yay! Hold on, let me find it. Wait, where can I type? Can I type it here?
You can type in the chat. Just put @, and then your user.
Okay, because
because you can't put links in there. Jeff can only put links in there.
Oh, it makes making me sign into the chat. Hold on a second, I need to sign into it. I'm using Google.
I'll post all of our Twitter handles just so they have it. Because I was going to say it, but then I was like, yeah, it's probably better if we just.
Aiden's like, yeah, I need all the lists.
But yeah. Okay, let's do 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Can I even do 8 p.m.? Can we make it 10 p.m.? We still have to record the podcast. Wow.
It's gonna be short though, remember?
That's what we think.
That's what I know.
But then last time it was 6 hours.
That was a live stream. Yours is the real Winona, right?
Yeah, I'm the real. I'm the real Winona because all the other Winonas are fake.
I'm the only real Jeff.
Did I put that in
right? All the other Jeffs are not the real Slim Shady.
Yeah, that's spelled correctly. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then that's it. Yay!
Yay! All right, guys. Cool. See you tomorrow. Thanks so much. And have a great night. God, I'm tired all of a sudden.
Wow. Welcome to the tired train.
Welcome to the we just now hopped on it because I was like, oh, good, we're going to be done in a second. And then my body started shutting down.
All the adrenaline from Gazette Talk left.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will talk to you later. Tweet at us how many times you've listened to the Gazette PV over the weekends.
God.
Because it's probably going to be in the triple digits. Yeah, take it easy.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.